I'm working for ABC because they want to know what the inside deal is. Because Rick Allen, it's his first tour without his arm. So he's playing here. They had done a show over, I believe they played Donington with their electronic drums, and they had some real issues with it. So they're here. I spent the week with Def Leppard, and it was different. A friend of mine, his brother couldn't go, and he said, "You want the extra ticket?" I said, "Yeah." That concert's the best concert I've ever seen here. And I've been, the three of us are at a different age than the two of them. We got to see all that stuff through the 80s. Oh, yeah. And I agree with you. That was the best concert I literally have ever seen here.
The stuff they play is not easy to play live.
Oh, it was such a good show.
This place had some phenomenal acts.
It was cool. I mean, but being around those guys at that time, they really didn't know because they had spent all this money on Hysteria. And I mean, it's legendary how much money they spent.
What year did that come out? 88?
That was 86, 87, 88, somewhere around there. And so then what happens is that they're just, you could tell their assholes are puckering because they know that if this doesn't go over well, and this album doesn't sell, they're all bankrupt. They're all done for. And I spent the week with them. It was cool. The guys were all great to me. You're the only one here at this table that still sells lotto tickets. Is there a time when you don't want to sell?
We don't sell lotto tickets.
We
do quick draw and Powerball.
You can get you get lotto.
No, so like people come in with their tickets they've had in their pockets for 10 years.
Oh.
For whatever reason, our terminal doesn't run them. Wink, wink. But
Tony helped Lisa out the other day.
I'll do quick draw and I'll do Powerball and I'll do Take 5. Anything that we have, I can
Mega Millions.
I can do it for you. But if you come in with one of those things that has a zillion numbers on it and it's been in your pocket for 20 years, it doesn't.
It's Cumberland Farms. It's not a casino. Christ Almighty!
To go back, I had Keith passed away Friday morning.
Yeah.
Early, so that whole crew came down. They are savages. Oh my God!
They like to gamble.
The quick draw totals. Oh my God! It was astronomical.
That's
and thank God Ann did a good
that's
one.
the thing that bugs me now that we're bringing that up.
What's that?
That grinds your gears.
I gotta wait for a beer so that
I don't make anyone wait for anything.
No, you got
that's next week.
What'd you say?
That's next week.
Yeah, and then over the weekend he's gonna go. I broke another rule.
But
Jen and I sat on the same side, and it wasn't for a Thunder game.
This podcast on the Talking Smack Network is brought to you by G&S Printing, providing solutions, not just printing. Give Tim Cooper a call today for all of your printed products. G&S Printing, here to help, offering the most customized, friendly, and reliable service with competitive pricing that you will find anywhere at 518-232-2465.
Warning. The following program is a collective of characters talking about the happenings in the sports and entertainment world. It's meant to be fun in a comedic, informative way. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, maybe even you. There may be some cuss words because that's how people talk in the real world. We'll try to keep the locker room talk to a minimum, but if you're young, please seek permission before watching any further.
And welcome to Talkin Smack. It is week number 29 here of Talkin Smack upstairs at the Bullpen. I'm your host, Dan Miner. Well, there's Seth Cooper. Look at that. That is a big head.
Whole lot of Seth Cooper.
That's a lot of Seth Cooper. And we got a great show tonight. This one, I've been looking forward to this one tonight, and we'll get to a reason why in just a second here. So no snacks tonight. Hank Pelton, not tonight. Hank is still busy down in Florida playing Star Wars in Mouseland. So he's there eating churro lifesavers. Not lifesavers, lightsabers. There's a difference between churros. You know what a churro is?
That.
Yeah,
I know now.
He's eating his way through Disney World. We've seen it. We've seen it happen, and we know what's going on. So let me introduce the cast here tonight. Joining me right to my immediate left, he's known as the coach. He even brings out the food truck when
Immediate left.
Coach's Corner food truck. Here he is. He's a
Coach's Corner food truck. Here he is. He's a
ladies and gentlemen, his speech is still going on right now.
Why, Jim? Why?
Because it's the truth.
Hey, they gave me 10 minutes, so I took 22.
Because it's the truth.
Hey, they gave me time. My time.
It's my time.
Because, I'm sitting there listening to introductory.
My time.
Jimmy Galvano?
He just kept going. Introduces him, and then he goes over everything that Gordy just said. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the coach, Jack Celeste. Please welcome the coach, Jack Celeste.
Let's be here.
Saturday yet?
Good Lord.
We'll get to more of that in a second. That was a
Lord.
We'll get to more of that in this here tonight, and he's got his course tonight, and he's the Duke of Daiquiris. You know him from downstairs here at the bullpen. We'd like to welcome the one and only R.J. Stockdale.
How we doing? How we doing, guys? I can't wait to talk about Brewfest and what a magical time.
You look a little bit different today.
RJ and the stock
Is it a different hat, possibly?
No. It's no.
My eyes are clearer. Last week was brutal.
Oh, really?
We're gonna pray for rain on Tuesday.
That's what she said. Yeah.
I'm glad we took this week off because my legs are killing me anyway.
Really?
It's just up and down.
Oh, you've been working hard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lord loves a working man.
If you hit that ball in fairly, you don't have to go up.
Jesus Christ. Now, David Ledbetter over here.
Yeah, a man that knows about his ball. I understand he won a tournament once with Nine Toe.
Me and Jeff Dacey.
You and Jeff Dacey.
You and Jeff Dacey.
At the Highland.
Was that the day you shot at 86?
At the Highland. No, you guys scramble. It was a scramble. You guys were lower than that.
What's this?
Because you said I shot the best round of golf course, but I shot at 86. You said I shot the best round of golf course.
No.
All right.
Well, it doesn't matter. No. He's back from parts unknown. He was in New Jersey. He's back from parts unknown. Ladies and gentlemen, my partner in Cabra. And we got a birthday coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, my birthday soiree on a special Talkin Smack night. Ladies and gentlemen, Sully, Mike Sullivan to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, we don't have a phone right now.
I heard you on the list.
I have to leave early and put white smoke.
White smoke.
Yeah,
that's close. White smoke he is. Welcome to this night. After the show. After the show. Yeah, I remember. Hey, Ben, how are you?
He's still talking about it.
Hey, Ben, how are you? He's got a phone up to his ear right now. We're good.
I thought I gave you the thumbs up.
Yeah, apparently someone says the sound is terrible. It sounds like a big cave, a lot of echo, but I think we're okay.
Good. All right. Well, he's known as just producer in many parts. He's known as the shadow in other parts. And he's known to his mom and dad. As a little many parts. Send Cooper to the show.
Excited to have Teddy on the show. I know his son very well from the Double H ranch. Excited to get to know Joe a little bit more, but this past
hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm looking forward to the show when Sully said, hold on, I got to. And Joe Pezzulo is our special guest tonight. Joe and I worked together 15, 20 years, something like that. Something like that.
You worked.
Yeah, I know. Well, we together we won 2 New York State Broadcast Awards together. And the guy that I've known since I was a kid.
I was the caster. He was the broad.
That's why. We all know. He's still welcome to the show.
So, speaking of 86, you should 86 him. And
This is why.
Really?
It's going to be a long night.
Actually, I just came to use the bathroom. I can't even spell RJ. The St. Mary's Education.
I thought so.
I went there to do a basketball game about 6-7 years back. I got a tour of the school. I found out something I never knew before. There's actually a chapel up on the third floor.
If the white smoke's happening, we know it ain't for Joe. That's for sure. Well, it's good to see you, bud. How you been?
Yeah, I've been fine.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me right now. I'm drinking.
All right. It's one of the nice things about this.
You better figure that out.
You know, it's one of the, we couldn't do that when we were on the air, and when you were on the air at BZA.
We couldn't?
No.
Oh, my God.
I know, really.
You're telling him now?
You mean to tell me not one time there was, in all those years, there was never a cocktail opened up in that station?
When a very great friend of mine would come and visit.
What was his name?
Jeez, Mike Sullivan was his name, but not this one. The real one.
The real one. I'm doing my best.
Actually, probably everything that Mike has become was because of his father and a little bit because of me. So now you know why he's the jerk he is.
Hold on a second here. For folks that don't know that are watching, what you're seeing right there with the two of them next to each other, Godfather and Godson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
Go figure that one out.
Joe Pezzulo has been in my life ever since I can remember.
It's amazing.
It was the perfect title. The first time I saw him, I said, oh, God.
Have you asked for a favor ever, Sully?
From Joe?
Please, your Godfather.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, on his daughter's wedding day, like, you know.
No, I'm saving him up.
Well, it's great to have you on the show tonight, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, so
you might feel differently by 9.
Listen, after
I feel different now.
I'm not going to be talking about Ripcord tonight.
Oh, no. Let's not bring him up.
No. We're not going to. There's so many Joe Pezzulo stories through the years, and I'll tell you what, working in radio and stuff, you work with a lot of Looney Tunes, and Joe, sorry, Sue, he's one of the normal guys. He's one of the normal guys. For me, he was.
I was raising my hand.
Yeah, you're what?
One of the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone with the audio issues. We are good.
We're all set.
We're all set.
Okay.
I figured it out.
All right. So with that, let's get to what we did. You, Sully, you were not here on Saturday. You were busy playing Gene Simmons. Yep. Well, no, you were entertaining in New Jersey. And Ken Lucchese's old stomping grounds, we heard.
I don't get that. Is that where he's from? Or something?
Yeah.
Literally.
No, he is.
Literally.
4
miles away.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Huh. He used to shovel driveways in the winter and also rake lawns with John Bon Jovi.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah. No, they did. They did together. And you look what John became. I mean, it sucks. I mean, he's no Ken Lucchese.
They named a town.
There we go.
They were so impressed they named a town in Jersey for him. Piss that away.
Well, speaking of that, we were at Glens Falls Brewfest on Saturday.
Oh!
Week 28 and a half. And Seth, we had some fun, didn't we?
We certainly did have some fun. Big thank you to everyone that super chatted and came out, said hello. We will start with this first clip that we have. We will not present any context to any of these clips.
Oh.
Mike, I encourage you just to watch along and just listen, okay?
So what you're saying is we're raw dogging these clips right now?
We are raw dogging these clips.
We're dogging it live.
We save the turtles around here.
Okay, so we're saving turtles.
I was sitting and who I was with.
Wow. I'm going to go my number 5, and you guys are going to look at me and go, what the hell's wrong? There's a guy that's standing across from me right now. His zipper is wide open. It's so friggin' distracting. I'm not going to tell him. This is so friggin' distracting.
Shit stain on his ass, too?
His zipper is wide open. Okay, so my 1 through 5, you can put number 1 for each one of these. Whatever, the one I'm going to go with right now. It was 1980.
Oh, I know.
So 1980.
We're doing super chats?
Hold on. Yeah, we're going to.
This is important.
Super chat.
$10. Go tell him.
It's the guy in the black right there.
Excuse me, sir. I think your zipper's undone. Your zipper's undone?
Your zipper's undone.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Was it? Yes, it is. Oh.
It wasn't me. I was just instructed.
It was right in my face. It's right there.
Can't take you guys anywhere.
So, super chat. All right, so that happened. So yeah, that was worth it. Oh yeah, that was just. I mean, the guy.
That's just a start.
I mean, we're at table level, and this guy's a big dude. He's like, I would say probably 6'4", 370.
Yeah.
I mean,
if that. I mean,
yeah, you said he was eye level, so yeah, he was.
Right. Yeah. It was right in my face. So he's like got the big V. I mean, it's not like it was just a little zip. I mean, this thing was. Whoops, there it is. And it was right there. I mean, Joe, you being a broadcast professionality, how would you have handled it?
Well, I'm wondering why you handled it the way you did. How long have you been focused on zippers down on?
It was in my it was right where Sully is. Yeah. It literally was that close.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I'm 54. You're over 50. You're over 50. None of you've done it?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Twice a day.
I
forget. We had to tell the guy.
We had to.
I said, tell the guy.
Yeah, we had to.
We got a super chat that paid us to tell the guy.
How
many times you forget?
I don't have a
not often.
Well, Sue's got Velcro for him right now.
I find if you just roll up your pant leg, it's a little.
But I'm bumped. And Sue's going, yeah, sure.
It's at 9 o'clock yet. Might be a long night. So.
Hold on. So that was about an hour in to Brewfest.
Uh-oh.
Let's get to about hour number 2.
Is this number 2?
This is number 2.
Well, this is closer to hour 3 if it's the clip I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so here we go.
You got to give them the right of way.
Oh,
so
somebody just puked right in front of me.
So one of the biggest.
You were talking
all right,
at the biggest moment. Replay it again.
Okay.
You got to give them the right of way.
So somebody just puked right in front of me.
So one of the biggest.
Oh boy!
Between that and the fly opening, we've had a great show.
All right, we'll play it one more time.
Right.
One more time.
Look, do I got to watch this guy puke? Is anyone watching?
No. Hold on one sec. We'll play it again.
Why pay attention?
You got to give them the right of way.
So somebody just puked right in front of me.
So one of the biggest.
Oh boy!
Between that and the fly opening, we've had a great show.
Oh Jesus! There's chunks. There's chunks.
I'm trying to do Sully's bit here.
I think I don't know if I can continue.
Yeah. So to finish the thing, so we all know about the busy intersections.
Yes.
Especially the busy intersections.
Cover yourself, RJ.
And that is the people who in these busy intersections that are talking.
What is going on?
They just walked right through it.
And the fact that the guy just
Don't walk in it.
Don't walk in it.
So you're still what's under your craw, Kenny?
So
what's underneath my craw? I can't.
Okay,
this guy's throwing on it.
Between the guy with the open fly, I think. All right. So what?
Was I wrong with the open fly?
No.
Was
I
I
wrong?
wrong?
The guy. We saw.
No, I think the best part is he goes, "Why are you looking?" I go, "I wasn't the corporate."
It was right in my face, dude.
And then when he turns around, he looks down, he realizes, oh, he's right.
It's right there.
Okay.
It looks like pineapple.
All right. So here's one for you.
Oh, Kenny's still going.
Well, you got to finish the bit here. So
watch out! Don't step in it.
So here's the thing. We all know the busy intersections and people with the pedestrian rules, which we understand. They have a right of way. Well, at these busy intersections,
I'm not going that way there. I'm going back here.
Like the one that got me lately has been Aviation Road meets Quaker Road and Route 9 at Miller Hill.
Okay, we know where you are.
Multiple times. Now, the busy intersections, what do they have? They have these buttons.
Watch out, there's throw up right there.
They have these buttons.
Watch out.
Here it comes.
Watch out.
All right. Where was I? I lost my train of thought here. Okay.
You're still in the intersection.
Okay.
There's puke out there.
So to finish the story.
That's what you missed on Saturday, dude.
Thank God.
I mean, all these women coming over there wanting to sit on RJ's lap.
I know, the RJ-ettes.
The RJ-ettes were out in full force on Saturday. I mean,
they loved them some RJ. You got to give them credit, man.
But what were the girls complaining about? They were there earlier, and they were complaining about they shouldn't have won.
They bought a ticket.
Yeah. I said, I'm not drinking this Panther piss anyways. I
didn't
have any Coors Light. I jumped on a big grenade on Saturday.
I know.
I hope they're not a sponsor.
But it was one of those things that it was, yeah. And then Kenny just, and you work with Kenny for a number of years too, brother.
He never did get
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he's still going.
Yeah,
we know Ken's watching tonight. Kenny, how you
Kenny,
doing?
Kenny.
Love you, brother.
We can't swear for you.
Kind of
tonight,
like
Kenny.
an Energizer bunny himself.
Yeah, but that was it was fun. We had a good time at Brewfest there.
It's kind of cool just being on the floor down there. You know what I mean?
It was cool.
It was cool.
You know?
It was cool.
But you know what? We're telling everybody there's puke around the floor, and people didn't care. They're just walking through it.
They're just walking through it.
Well, I think half of them were otherwise occupied.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or
On
a
the
little
verge of puking?
or a little
No, that was me.
a little altered, and then think about it. There were 5-6 jackasses in headsets going. Hey, So it's not really a big surprise that they didn't listen to some of them.
What's there not to be trustworthy about this face?
I heard there was a guy with a ukulele going by and said, "Hey, there's puke on the floor." He said, "No, but you started. I'll join in."
I think the best part about it was Kenny was just getting into it, and you just hear, "Ooh, somebody just threw up in front of me," and then it just completely forget about it.
It was off the charts. And that part of the show. I mean, we've all done things when we've been out on location or whatever, and you've done it, and I've done it. Johnny's done it, and so has Seth. But we've got a lot going on there, so there was just a ton of that going on there. So it was something. So then, Sully, you weren't with us on Saturday because you were out and about. You were in New Jersey getting ready to go Asbury Park. Did you go to the Stone Pony?
Stone Pony was not open. There wasn't a show there.
What?
Yeah. There was a concert actually we went to at the Wonder Bar that night. And it was
the Wonder Bar. You showed us the picture, right?
Yeah, well, the Ropers.
That was bizarre.
What were they called?
So when we pull into Asbury Park, I see 5 or 6
dogs.
We're not saving this for later?
Well, we'll get back to that.
I see 5 or 6 ladies, obviously in big red wigs with overflowing gowns and okay, whatever. And then there was like 6 or 7 more. And then we went into the Wonder Bar, and I'm like, why are all these people dressed up goofy? And there was actually a band that was going to be there that night called Tokyo Rose. I thought, well, maybe it's a band thing. So I said to the barmaid, I said, what's the deal with all the people? And she goes, it's a Mrs. Roper pub crawl.
There's the picture right there.
Awesome.
Oh.
I said it's a what? And you know how I like to get things together. I was so impressed.
They could have been someone special in your life.
And if you notice the guy over my right shoulder,
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a dude.
There was a lot of dudes, and there was literally 700 Mrs. Ropers in Asbury
Are you
Park.
kidding me?
Yeah. 2 more than dogs. But, yeah, 700 Mrs. Ropers, and I thought it was an ingenious idea. They had a great time.
They all look a hell of a lot better than you.
So, are these Mrs. Ropers, native to New Jersey? They come in from out of the country?
No. So if you look, I didn't Google it, but somebody else did. They do this. They do this type of. There's a Mrs. Ropers convention, and all over the country they do this.
What?
Yeah, they every year.
Didn't
they go
realize
to
Mrs.
Asbury.
Roper was that popular. I mean, I love me some Three's Company as much as the next
Right?
guy.
Yeah, I don't get it.
GA Bove, the official sponsor
of the Mrs. Roper convention.
Mrs. Roper convention.
I mean, I could see a Mr. Furley convention going on.
Furley, yeah. But they were all having a great time. Everybody was friendly, and they were very accommodating for the picture.
And another thing that we saw on the trip, according to Mike Sullivan on Facebook himself, as this loads here, hold everything. This was something that I was not aware of. Sully, explain this one.
Well, and I'm only kidding because it's so stupid, but if you listen to the show, I'm on this. I hate to sound. It's not anti-dog.
No.
It's anti-dog owners that bring their dogs. Like fucking everywhere.
One.
Well, it's stupid. And they're all over Asbury Park. The hotel, they advertise dog friendly. It's not what they're not friendly. And this particular bar has a, what do they call it? A yappy. They take care of the dog.
Yappy hour.
The dog's got a drink before I did. So I don't understand it.
Well, you don't fight.
Yeah, but there's a lot of ladies that would rather buy that one than you.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got to be a mutt, Sully.
So anyway, yeah, a lot of
So
dogs.
is that true? You didn't get your drink until after the dogs did?
No, I got my drink.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now,
didn't you also tip the waiter to get the hockey game on 2 TVs?
Well, that was another thing.
Just before you finish the story, clip that. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
We're jumping forward a little bit, but when you and Sue go to dinner, and you go in and like you sit at a booth, do you guys? I know the answer better be no. I'll be so mad at you. do you sit on the same side as her? Or do you sit across from each other?
We sit across from each other.
Because that's what normal people do.
Yeah, well, if I sit on the same side, that one ear is going to feel awful by the end. Oh my God, she's here!
Well, we call people like that same-siders, and I don't like them.
You're same-siders.
However, we went to a restaurant, and there was the hockey game was on the TV to the south.
Okay.
And for us to both, whatever.
What do you got, a compass in your pocket?
I was just going to say that.
For us to
You know
both,
they kicked him out of Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
for us to both watch the game, we'd have to sit on the same side.
Oh.
Wow. Now we get
That's your
Dilemma.
You're totally against that.
Beyond against it. So the only logical thing I could do was tip the waiter $20 to put the TV on the other side too. So now we could both. And we're the only people like in that particular room.
You realize you probably could have gotten that for free, right? I'm just
Not anymore.
Listen.
Better story, John.
I'll accommodate you.
I lost where you were there, but Sully never got it for free before.
My father always
did I miss something there?
My father always taught me to never let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Well, and the weird thing too is, according to
Superchat.
Wes here, Mike Sullivan books a room at a hotel he knows is dog friendly, and then complains about dogs being there.
I think you got bigger issues.
Well, he will in about.
You know
another,
what? You're gonna wish you had a puppy.
Well,
you went from an 8-year commit to a puppy to
Hey,
so hold on a second.
Wait, there's
what are you raising your hand for?
So I'm going to tell you something that Joe knows. So you know that Wes is having a baby with Nubs. Danielle Perry, who used to play for Joe Pezzulo.
That's right.
So she is carrying this demon seed of one Sir Weston Laux. Wow. Hey,
no kidding.
Yeah. And Danielle was she was waxing, she sent me a message, waxing poetic about you and you being her coach and how much she loved you and what a great coach you were.
If I had a dime for every woman.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 20 cents.
Let me ask you a question. Did you ever bench her and crush her dreams? I'm asking the guy a question. That's all. No, you wouldn't do that. No. Right? No. All right, just checking. Move on.
Super chat.
Hey, there's something wrong with his mic. I can hear him.
100 dogs in a hotel, and Sully is the only one on a leash. Plus, he also followed up with, if Mike Sullivan can raise a kid, anyone can.
You know, I'll give you that.
It takes a village.
But in fairness, he did get best of breed at the show.
Yeah, he was the only dog in the show.
All righty, Wes.
And do we
have a QR code to scan there?
There was a QR code to scan, except Joe is a head bopper, so people were complaining they couldn't see him with the QR code.
That's a good thing.
Take Joe out and then
we'll move him over or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that because it's the way that it's set up.
Right.
So
remove Joe from the feed.
So I gotta keep my head still. You've been a
No,
head bopper.
you're good. So now we got the QR code next to Sully. So now people want to call up and they want to send a message and rag on Sully. See the next on the screen there. There's that.
Oh, there's words.
No, Mama will be coming any second. Though.
Yeah.
She's already.
There's
no way she
chimed
hasn't chimed in.
Yeah, she told me I need to move the QR code away from Joe, please, so she can see him.
My mother.
Yes,
you haven't had a long enough look at that mug.
That's the best he's got. That's the shame of it.
Oh, we're just warming up, pal. I'm ready.
All right, so do we have another super chat?
No, we're all
good. I saw the fiscal.
Should we talk about what we talked about on Saturday and get Sully's thoughts on everything that happened over the weekend?
You sure you want Sully's thoughts?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Has he got one?
I'm scared.
Well, he's got one left.
I'm scared.
We're not. Go. There's no need to be scared.
I didn't say I'm scared.
Oh, who said?
I said it.
I knew somebody was scared. I didn't know who it was. Chris is sitting back there. That wasn't Chris. I know that voice. All right. So we talked about the Thunder having to go out there and find a new head coach. Pete MacArthur resigning on
It's not
Friday.
going to be me.
No, it's not. But we have your 2 cents on it. That's all.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. It's
you didn't make the playoffs. You had the second worst record in the league. Move on. Find a new coach.
There you go. Sully just said it. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
That's some good journalism.
With all due respect to Coach MacArthur, it's the ECHL, the ever-changing hockey league. That's players and coaches. And Pete went on to do something different, and they'll be fine.
That's what it is. So Jeff Mead's phones have got to be ringing off the hook. And
that I can attest to. I can't say a lot, but
seriously,
they have plenty of people that are interested in chiming in and sending some emails. And I hope I'm not in trouble, Jeff. But I kept it very vague.
The thing is,
everybody would figure that out, though.
I was talking about this on Saturday when we got together. As soon as it was announced, 2:00 on Friday, somewhere around there.
Like
152.
152. So as soon as it was announced, I've been working in the hockey business for 30 plus years. Then my calls start, the messages start, and people just contact me. I say, contact Jeff Mead.
Yeah.
Dan Miner has nothing to do with it. That's it, okay? I am the PA announcer. That's what I do. I got no other responsibilities. Talk to Jeff Mead. So at that point, a half dozen plus got a hold of me, and I'm like, just get a hold of Jeff. Should I put it? Yeah, put it in your resume. Anyway. That's the way it goes. So change happens, and
absolutely,
we're on.
Part of the deal.
As Bill Belichick would say,
what?
We're on to Cincinnati.
His girlfriend would tell him to shut up.
All right. So, Joe, think about this.
Pete said he will return. Oh, no, that was Doug MacArthur.
That's Doug MacArthur. So think about this. You're like Bill Belichick's age.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
So imagine, you got this 24-year-old.
Sue is right.
Well, no, just imagine. I know, Sue, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but can you imagine a 24-year-old woman bossing you around?
It was done
6-1, half dozen the other.
It was in the mid-70s.
It was a foggy night in Glens Falls.
I can't. Yet, frankly, 24-year-old woman. It's like the dog who caught the car. Now what?
And with that, we'll take our first break. Joe Pezzulo, week 29 of Talkin Smack. We'll be back with more right after this. Brought to you by Clean It Out Containers and Junk Removal Service. Do you have a lot of junk or waste to remove from your home? Clean It Out Containers and Junk Removal offers compact and cost-effective dumpsters and other waste removal services, such as appliance removal and estate cleanouts. Based out of South Glens Falls, Clean It Out Containers is a family-owned and operated dumpster rental business that provides convenient roll-off dumpster services. Whether you have a garage full of junk, extra scrap metal to dispose of, or even organic waste like lawn debris and branches, they have you covered. Clean It Out Containers also features highly competitive rates and flexible rental times. You can easily select a service on their website and then pick a date or time that works for you. Call and book via phone. Brought to you by GA Bove Fuels. At GA Bove Fuels, they take pride in providing timely and reliable oil and propane delivery services. Whether you're located in the Lake George and Glens Falls regions of New York or as far away as the Bennington, Vermont area, we are able to serve you. They encourage you to contact them today and learn more about their propane and oil delivery services, as well as the other work they complete for you. Whether you need a minor furnace repair, complete AC installation, or routine HVAC system maintenance, GA Bove's fully trained and certified technicians will help you out. In addition to the heating and cooling work, they also supply premium diesel, gas blends, heating oil, wood pellets, and other fuel delivery options to properties across the entire Northern Capital Region. GA Bove Fuels. Give Mike Sullivan a call at 518-337-6599. By your Edward Jones financial advisor serving Glens Falls, Stephen Babson. Get the personal financial advice you need to achieve your goals. Whether you're planning for retirement, saving for college, for children or grandchildren, or just trying to protect the financial future of the ones you care for the most, Stephen Babson can work together with you to develop specific strategies to help you achieve your goals. Stephen Babson can also monitor your progress. Give Stephen Babson a call today at Edward Jones in Glens Falls at the corner of Bay and Washington. By Mullen Construction and Seamless Gutters. When you choose Mullen Construction and Seamless Gutters, you'll always have access to the area's lowest prices. As a family-owned and operated business for over a decade, you'll be treated like our neighbor. That means affordable prices and friendly, knowledgeable service every time. Get in touch today to find out more how they can help you improve your gutters and protect your roof for years to come. When you work with Mullen Construction and Seamless Gutters, you'll get a 10-year workmanship warranty on gutters, downspouts, and leaf protection. If anything goes wrong with your work, it'll be covered.
9 of Talkin Smack upstairs at the Bullpen. Next week on the show, we are going back to play from what we did a couple of months ago. We've got a guy that's a returning guest, and he's going for the 5 jacket. So he's got a few more to go after that, but we're welcoming back next week Vinnie Mark to the show. I'll tell you what, when Vinnie was on the show the last time, he was outstanding. I mean, after he warmed up to the rest of you idiots, after he warmed up, he was on fire.
I'll be honest, I could have listened to just Vinny's stories just about Rodney Dangerfield for at least another 5-6 hours that night.
And he does a great Rodney.
He does. But, you know, he's so funny. And the thing about it is you can be funny without being raunchy. And Vinny's one of those guys, you know, he does a show right now, The Quickest Thinkers, and him and his partner there, they're outstandanding. I mean, it really is. If you get a chance to see Vinny out and about at a show, you really need to make the opportunity and make the effort to go see him because he's a funny guy. That's, you know, so Vinny on with us next week. So where are we headed next here?
I got something to show you.
Oh, you got something to show me?
I have something to show you.
You can bring RJ back in too.
I will.
All right, I just let you know because RJ was off. What happens is when you don't see somebody on here, it's because they were off taking a pee or something.
Or in my case, doing something technical.
Oh, technical. All right. So John's not always peeing. Okay.
All right. So let's get into this.
So what are we doing? Oh, this is what.
That's more flags, more fun.
What is that pic? That's what the fuck did you do to me?
I didn't do anything.
No, that's you from the guy is the old dude from the Great Escape.
I look at the guy from the Addams Family. Who's that guy?
Uncle Fester?
Uncle Fester?
Yeah. Okay.
Get that out of here.
So Brad Winslow sent that in.
All right. So thank you, Brad.
And we had a few super chatters today.
So what's the news out of Great Escape Land?
Look at all my chins. Get that.
You've lost weight. You're looking good.
You're looking svelte these days.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, hey, that's the old Sully. You know what I mean?
No, you look good. You're looking hot almost. The key word there being almost.
You need these?
How many times have you heard that, Joe?
Okay.
From the umpire.
Instead of calling Sully a temperature, we'll call him beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's the technical term.
All right, so he's beautiful.
So out of the news this today, which was very interesting, we got a few super chatters chiming in here before the show, so we appreciate it. They want to know our thoughts on the Great Escape banning smoking. Apparently, you could smoke in the park until today, which is very interesting.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't like you could just walk around and be on the Steamin' Demon smoking a dart or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that. It was probably designated smoking areas. I mean, quite honestly, and for me, I mean, it's 2025. This should not be a surprise to anybody. Smoking, vaping, tobacco use. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, I don't know if we've ever done this on the show, but how when
It could go either way, right, Coach?
How many times have you gone to a local convenience store or wherever, and
boy.
there's somebody right outside, sometimes an employee, literally right outside the door, smoking, and now I got to cut through all the shit to get inside. I don't smoke. Why do I gotta? If it's so I don't.
You never smoked?
I've never tried a cigarette in my life.
Joey?
Are you kidding?
Not once ever.
Really?
Not once.
Joe, did you ever smoke?
Oh, I was a 3-pack a day man when I quit.
Really?
Seriously.
How
I
many
know
years?
you used to do it.
How long ago?
I was as bad as Don Malucci over there.
I quit in '74.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They were like 60 cents a pack back then.
The guy back there was a year old and wanted to make sure he didn't have smoke.
Yeah, I got that. You used to smoke, RJ.
I was.
You're a smoker too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 12 years. I used to do 2.5 packs a day, Marbreds.
Man, Marby Reds.
Jackie
man.
Tots?
I did the non-filters.
No, never
Oh,
got
the
into smoke.
Camels?
I've had a few
Hell yeah,
cigars.
you were your
Camels
fingers.
and Luckies.
But
Hell
So
yeah, you were your
never a
fingers back then.
cigarette. No.
You never smoked?
No.
All right.
A few cigars in the
John, you
Concord.
used to.
Yeah, I was dude. I can't go like RJ, man, with Marby Reds. I was like the Marlboro Ultra Lights or whatever. When I quit, I saved enough money that I bought a motorcycle and still saved money on top of that.
Wow.
So my mom.
Shadow, you ever smoked?
Never.
I've never tried once. My grandmother died of lung cancer when I was 10 years old. And she was one of those 3-packs a day of Cools.
They weren't the cigarettes of today, though. There's more chemicals and crap.
I don't know, and it's
Let's go have a
And
heater
plus,
right
isn't
now.
it,
It's been
like
12 years.
Isn't it like $85 for a pack of fucking cigarettes?
No.
It's literally when I quit. I quit
16.
back in 2010, and it was $10 a pack, and I was at about a pack a day or whatever. So when I say
$16 a pack now.
yeah, when I say that I had a motorcycle payment and still saved money, that is not a joke at all. But yeah, you look at the signs at a convenience store. Yeah, even for the cheapies or whatever, it's ridiculous. And it's 2025. The fact that anybody's surprised that you can't smoke in certain places, I'm sorry.
agree with that, right?
Come on.
Yeah. I quit cold turkey.
You did?
You are a
I said I'd
better
only
man
smoke
than
after
me.
sex, so I quit.
What a bump.
Woo, good one.
And with that, we'll go to a super chat.
Smoking marijuana is not allowed at any time. All the folks who eat edibles right before they go into the park. And we have a Bruce meme from Finding Nemo. That one comes from the Ron the Robot 4210.
What?
I don't know what you just said.
I have no idea what that was.
I think it's someone speaking for the Great Escape or Six Flags or something, maybe.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, no, I think it's somebody giving some people here at the table a hard time for smoking marijuana. Basically saying smoking marijuana is not allowed at any time.
Mind your business.
Well, that's not allowed there either.
About that.
Well, no, it's
It's a kid's place.
There's a time and a place
exactly.
for everything.
I'm surprised to hear there was actually smoking there. I mean, I've been up there. We got a pass with all the kids, and I
Well,
would
because
never
I don't
thought-
think you notice it. Because I think there's a lot less smokers
Right, and I'm sure there are
smoking now than there ever
designated
was.
areas.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
We got another super chat?
Yeah, there's a
super
few.
chat.
Donner1701 says, if you can't go to a family park without sucking on a cancer stick, just stay home.
There you go.
there you go.
But your dog is fine.
How about a dog with a cigarette?
Yeah, but nobody's smoking dog shit.
Cheech and Chong did one.
You can puke in public. You can bring dogs in public.
Yeah, you just don't lick your dog. Never mind.
Apparently, also, Six Flags, and inside the water park, there was a smoking area inside
the water park?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's under the waterfall.
Underwater.
Don't go chasing.
That's where they should
waterfall.
put it. That'd be awesome. Yeah, you go have your cigarette.
Yeah, but then you would have all the
Right where that pail dumps all the water.
and then you would have all the wet nicotine.
I just hate to be hypocritical because I know people still like smoking their cigarettes or whatever, but it's like just go no one wants to smell it. No one wants.
Yeah, it's.
Someone can light a cigarette at the library and I can smell it.
I'm very sensitive.
To quote Sully, go home! Go home!
Yeah, it's one of those things there. It's a kids' park, and you're out there doing that. I mean, you're not supposed to smoke on any city property. That's one of the things that's happened at the Cool and String Arena that you can't go back outside
to smoke a butt and then come back in, because by law, you cannot smoke on the grounds at the Cool and Cheering Arena. So to get off the grounds at the Cool and Cheering Arena, where you have to go? On somebody else's lawn, and then you have to go and throw your butts and everything else all over the place. And who wants to be a bad neighbor like that? Nobody.
Then Zach Walker's got to pick all that shit up.
In his pajamas.
What did he get community service or something?
Low man on the totem.
Yeah, he works for Jeff Mead.
Be thankful you don't. You be out there shoveling every day. You be shoveling all the time. So I don't have a problem with them just saying no more smoking on the property. It's, you know what? It's 2025. And it's time to catch up with what's going on in the rest of the world. So
I don't understand.
Why are people getting upset about it?
And why is this such a hot topic? I mean,
Really? Is it blowing up?
We appreciate the super chats about it, but I mean,
are we getting hammered?
well, we got hammered earlier as soon as
Before we were
as soon
even
on
on
the
tonight.
air.
Before
People
we
were
were even
sending
on.
us super chat saying
About this.
you guys want to talk about this. Apparently, also a new thing is the Great Escape is no longer accepting cash either.
What?
That's another thing.
They went to
Yeah,
card only.
cashless thing.
Well, I'm not going there then.
Well, they also also in the announcement also made that they are no longer accepting cash. They will have
Zero cash.
Yeah, you can convert your cash in a prepaid debit card at one of our multiple kiosks located around the park.
You know what that sounds like? SPAC. SPAC has been cashless for years now.
Since 2016.
I'll tell you one of the weirdest, coolest things I've seen.
Gene Simmons.
At Boston, if you go to Boston Garden,
I'll be Shannon Tweed. Jesus
Never meet your
wife.
hero, Sully.
If you go to Boston Garden, there is it's like a store. You walk in, and when you walk in, you swipe your debit card.
Do they sell lottery tickets there?
You swipe your debit card, and then they have coolers. It looks like a convenience. And you go and you pick out whatever you want. Okay, I'm going to take 2 White Claws, a Bud Light, and a thing. And then you leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they somehow know what you took.
That sounds
you
like
don't check out. You literally swipe your card.
Yeah.
You go in, whatever you want, and then you walk out.
It's no
It's
different.
like, how do they know?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is you bring that up. So, Allie's parents, when they went to Seattle, went to an Amazon grocery store, and you had to connect your Amazon account to your cart. And then you walked. Then you walked out.
Christ Almighty!
You walked out with your groceries with the cart. There was no.
But there wasn't even that. You
checkouts,
literally
nothing.
swipe your card, pick your stuff out, and walk out.
Dude, honestly,
it's like, how do you know?
Well, that's the thing now. Honestly, even
Big Brother's watching.
Big Brother's watching. Honestly, with Wally World these days,
Well, does Tony work there?
They've got an app and everything. You can literally scan as you're shopping and skip the line. Like it's literally.
When we went to Foxborough for the Patriots game against the Bills, which my Patriots won the last game of the season, screwing them, but they got a good draft pick. So that was all cashless. So I go up to buy a hat. Inside the stadium. We don't accept cash, and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I mean,
I think that's more common than not common.
When I go to some place like that, I carry cash like RJ. I mean,
Yeah.
RJ doesn't do any of the debit thing or whatever.
You don't have a debit card or anything? You must have a debit card or a credit card.
I did, but it expired like 5 years ago. Listen, I'll explain this quite simply.
Thank you.
I do have. I write checks for NIMO. I go up and I pay Spectrum. We've been over this before.
NIMO's been gone about 30 years.
National Grid jackass. That doesn't count as a swear
No
word.
wonder your fucking lights aren't on.
Five, yeah.
My over/under was 5.5.
That was five.
No, so if I had to write a check for MVP every month, and then if I want to go buy a chair or TV, I use my credit card.
So you do have a credit card?
Yes, I got one. I was trying not to.
That's all.
One.
Okay. We got a super chat here. Super chat.
And this one comes from a source that works the Great Escape. It's Kelly Fitzgibbon.
Whoa, Precious, the wife of Precious.
The wife of Precious.
She says
your cousin Precious.
The Great Escape has been cashless since 2021.
I thought so.
Not sure why they're calling the website.
I'm
says new next to that.
I
well,
thought that
I'll
was
tell
the
you what
case.
though, it's probably just reminding people, hey. We introduced this the smoking policy. Don't forget the Great Escape is
So
cashless.
watch out for that.
Don't look here. Look over here. Don't look here. Look over here. Don't
So
look here.
a question for you, because you're still coaching in like in a ball field, like Moreau Recreation Field.
No.
You can't smoke there,
No.
can you?
No, you're not supposed to. People.
I mean, are there signs up? If so, if a guy is, does somebody actually? That's the thing. Whose job is it to go? Hey,
The umpire. I wasn't joking around.
Joe and I were talking about this when I was up in softball.
That would be his
Hold on. I was umping softball in Glens Falls. So the signs when you walk into Crandall Park, they say no smoking, no drinking, no drugs. It's city property. Once again, much like the Cool Insuring Arena, city property. None of that is supposed to happen. None of the smoking, none of the vaping, none of that crap. So then what happens is when you have people that are out of control, it did come back on the umpire. I called the game.
When you say out of control, if the guy's smoking, that means it's out of control.
Smoking dope and everything during the game.
Let's pretend it's not dope, and I don't know why you got to be so mean.
Between
because, all right, that's fair. As somebody that doesn't,
but even it was a cigarette, though.
Especially in the state of New
and
York.
I'm not telling you I disagree with you.
Oh no.
I'm just saying
there is actually no. I mean, other than you have to be an adult, but in New York State, there's no differentiation. You can thank Emperor Andy. Anywhere you can smoke tobacco, you can smoke cannabis.
So your responsibility,
really
not the park, not Harry B. Tar, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
You're not any of those park guys, but your responsibility.
It
to
was
tell the
mine.
Guy,
I
what
called
if
the
the guy
game.
says no? Oh, you called the game.
I called the game. I called a double forfeit because both teams were smoking and carrying on. And I said, you know
You
what?
got out of there alive?
Look at the gun show. Bro.
How easy.
But
Have you ever had a situation like that?
I got lost. When you say dope, you're talking drugs or Michael? If smoking's going on at the park, that should be somebody on the grounds. Who's,
but if there's nobody there, and I asked for help. Okay, so I did ask for help to stop the activities. And then I was thwarted in my efforts to get help. And at that point there, I decided to discontinue the events that were happening on said ball field. Super chat.
Daniel Perry chiming in.
Hey.
She says, if Joe did any photo shoots, he would be the mermaid.
What the hell?
What's that?
Explain yourself.
You've always struck me as a unicorn.
A mermaid.
He's a merman.
Not a merman?
Well, you like the skirts.
Actually, it's got to be a tough thing to be a merman.
In this day and age.
Periscope up. Super chat.
Jeffrey Bean chiming in.
Hey.
He says, being on the South Glens Falls softball board, we also have to tell people no vaping, and we put signs up too.
Well, how many times this year during a hockey game did I have to come over to the PA?
You got angry by the last couple of games. You're like,
stupid.
knock it off, you. I mean, you
dipshits. I wanted to say.
You wanted to say. You could.
I was that close.
That's why it's called an addiction.
Yeah. Well, if you got a problem like that, so what happens here, Joe? All right. So
he's all fired up again.
So what happens is that they got the kids dancing. They got the dance cam going on. These kids are out there having the time of their lives. They're on the video boards. They're loving it. So they're doing it, and I got this woman in back. She got this vape box, and it's like this. It literally was a vape. It wasn't a vape pen.
It wasn't a harmonica?
No. And she got her big ass lips, and you can see the smoke popping out.
Wait, what was that motion again?
So she's popping out, and the smoke's going on.
That up.
So she's doing this, and then finally I said, no vaping is allowed within the Cool Insuring Arena. So they go, and I could hear in the truck downstairs, the video production guys, they go, she's still going. I said, let's zoom in on her. And they got her on, and she's got this thing in her mouth. So the vape box is probably like this big. She's got her mouth right around there. And she's there sucking on this thing, and as she's sucking, the smoke is coming out of her nose. And I say once again, vaping is not allowed in the Cool Insuring Arena. And I'm just like, this is just so stupid. You know, it doesn't take... I'm not that smart. I'm from Whitehall, okay? So the thing is, I know that, you do what's right and do what's wrong. She knows it's wrong because it just frustrates the living hell right out of me.
I'm going to beat you to the punch. Pezzulo would never have an issue with this. It says smart on it. And I'm disappointed that you didn't say that to me first. Get on your game.
I didn't even see this.
That's the vape box.
I don't look at the screen. I look at the people.
Oh, is that what you do?
It was
almost all.
It was like this, rectangular this way. So it was like she was playing her harmonica, but she's just puffing on that thing, sucking on that thing like it was no tomorrow. All
right.
And the smoke coming out of her nose. What?
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Sing us a song. You're the piano man with the harmonica. It's okay.
What the fuck?
Six. Johnny, someone's got a drink now.
6.
Super chat.
DP, Daniel Perry says, the smoke is coming out of Dan's ears.
Yeah. Well, if I took these headphones off, you would see it right now.
He's the new pope.
No, he's not.
Now, if she said it was coming out of Sully's ears, I would have said there's nothing to hold it in.
Super chat.
Tim Jackson says the MVP arena in Albany is also cashless. Personally, not a big fan of cashless. They can track everything you do.
And it's what they do. It's a way for them to keep track of what they sell and what they don't sell. So then that way they keep better track of their inventory, but they can also tell what the tendencies are for certain events, what they need to bring more in. So say like if RJ's at an event that he wants more Coors Light, they can say more Coors Light that's going out that door. If they want to know that they sell more hot dogs at a football game than they do a hockey game,
but
they will also know as well.
Go ahead, Sully. Go ahead.
But how does? Well, I was going to say something. But how does that make a difference if you're paying? It's all inventory.
No, but
it's.
Can I say something though?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not the store that you magically walked out of with stuff and they didn't know what the hell you had.
Right.
But either way, if you're paying with a credit card, everything goes in the POS system.
Yeah, but if you're paying cash, there's more ways for people. And if you're hiring people that aren't trustworthy, let's be honest. Yeah, and if you've got people that are skimming off the top, which we've seen happen before, so if you got people that are skimming, that's what they go cashless.
Yeah, because nobody scams your credit card.
Yeah. How many notices did you get last year that you may have been compromised?
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
It's awful.
And how many were on you? You had the one. Yeah, you spent $400.
That's another story, RJ.
A story for a different time, apparently.
All I know is I got married in March of '71. I've been cashless since April.
Hi, Sue. Joe's wife is here.
Also, when it comes to you mentioned not having the cash for people that might steal the cash. But, I mean, it is true. When it comes to inventory, I mean, everything is right there on the computer, and people can see right off the rip what's best and what's not best. Plus, also, too, it's supposed to move the line quicker. Quick tap of the Apple Pay. Quick tap and you move on.
Does it?
Well,
I don't know.
That's what it's designed for.
No, I mean, a lot of times.
Well, if you can't make change.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
How many times have you gone to some place, when you're getting lotto blocked or whatever, and then someone goes and they can't make change, even though it says on the screen what they've got?
Okay, well, how about the guy that goes in front of you? That should be another thing. And he can't get his stupid card to work because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Hold on a second.
That's happening all the time.
Oh, that card's not working. Let me try another.
Right?
Oh,
Happens
that
all
one
the
there.
time.
That's a
You
fryer.
can't use your cards on lotto, though, can you?
Yes.
No, on
Yes,
Lotto.
yes,
No,
you can.
no,
You
no.
can use
No, you
debit.
can't.
You can't use credit. You can
Right.
use debit.
Well, that's a different animal because if you could
Really? That has changed.
if you could use credit
That's
cards to buy a
dangerous
lotto,
as
if you
hell.
could,
very dangerous.
the natural deficit would be freaking $50 trillion just on
lotto?
lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Because people would just try spending money and
they're
try
trying
to
to
win.
catch up.
And you're allowed to do that on a debit card because
It's your money.
When you have for gas, if you go on a debit, it doesn't put the $1 like the hold on your like a credit card. It subtracts actually.
Well, yeah, it's a different beast. It's kind of like why you can use a debit card at at a dispensary like High Society or whatever. You can use a debit card, but you can't use a credit card because it's
cash
it's
basically
weird.
in plastic.
Yeah.
It's beyond me.
Have you ever been lotto blocked?
No.
Do you know what?
I know why.
Wait.
He's a lotto blocky.
Because he's retired. And you don't have
He's a lotto blocker.
No, you're not.
He's not retired.
No?
Oh, that's right.
He's not walking around
So
with
you
a
don't
fanny
ever
pack.
get up in the morning and have shit to do, and you go to a store and there's a guy in front of you, retired usually, that's buying lotto and holds you up in line?
Oh, no. No, they don't hold me up.
Well, being an umpire, you've definitely been jersey blocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
So you're going to Stewart's, and I'll take it from here, boss. So you're going to Stewart's, and there's a bunch of little leaguers in front of you with the jerseys. Because on Tuesdays, if you got a little league jersey on, you get a scoop for free.
Yeah,
you ever been
you can't
Damn
get
it, we're working on Tuesday nights. I'm not getting free ice cream.
I'm not. I don't get mad.
Yeah,
at
you
it,
can't
but
get mad at the
there's
kids.
There's
No.
people that do.
I have been.
He knows what he's doing. I think he sneaks in and gets a scoop of ice cream. They don't know he works for him anymore.
If there's kids involved, all bets are out the window.
I have been lotto blocked in the parking lot, waiting for a place to park the car, and there's somebody in there in their car.
That's a new
Oh, never heard of that one, right?
Yeah. All right, so let me give you a recap here. So Jackie Tots and I are talking with one of our former guests on the show, and you know this guy very well, Dave Palmer. So Dave after we have him on the show, he stops by a local store. Remember what he said, Jackie?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
Haven't done when he left.
He leaves the store. He stops at Stort's on the way home. After doing the show, he gets lotto blocked.
Yeah.
And he goes, I get lotto blocked. Power's like, I can't believe it. First time I ever heard of it, and then I get to happen right afterwards.
And Daryl Strawberry's working the counter.
Speaking of baseball, I got to thank MJ. I don't know if you can see this or not. My favorite baseball player of all time.
Thurman Munson, baby.
Thurman Munson. I got to thank you, MJ. This is from her grandfather's collection. Thurman Munson.
Awesome.
I love Thurman Munson. And Joe, you have a Thurman Munson story that's awesome.
Well, it was either 77 or 78. Mr. Sullivan's father. We're down at Yankee Stadium for the All-Star game.
Is that the one where you bought the beer?
Yes.
Was that where you were?
That's a separate story. Yeah, we're down at Yankee Stadium for the All-Star. It was either 77, 78. 95 degrees easily. We're above the Goodyear blimp. That's how high.
Must be in the front row.
Hey, pilot, move that freaking thing. I want to see the game. And I'll do the Munson story first.
Do the Munson story first.
This guy that was sitting near us is complaining, Carlton Fisk isn't the... Carlton Fisk was the starting catcher. And the game goes on and on and on and on and on. Finally, Thurman Munson comes in place of Carlton Fisk. Strikes out looking to end the All-Star game, and me being who I am said, "You waited 8 2/3 innings for this?" And I thought there was going to be a hell of a fight.
Tell the beer story.
Earlier than that.
Oh, I love this one.
These guys would come out of the tunnels, soda, beer, didn't matter what they had. They were gone before they could ever get anywhere near us. So finally, the second or third inning, bottom of second, top of third ends. The hell with this.
Oh, careful.
You got it.
Nice catch.
I know you're new at this.
Nice snatch on that one, Joe.
That's when you talk Italian.
He got microphone blocked.
So I go running down and out of the ramp, and I go down, and here's this guy. He's got 2 full cases of beers. He's got 48 beers. You follow me. So I can't, sir. I got to. They're sold. Follow me. All the way up to Section S or whatever the heck we were in there. It might have been up
in the middle of nowhere.
Something after Z, for all I know. And I bought 48 beers.
I didn't know that there was 48.
It might still be a record. Yeah.
I think the story I told 16 like a tray, but it was
two full trays.
2 full trays.
Two full trays.
My God.
Wow.
So then what happens when you...
Wait. Real quick. How much did that cost you back
Oh, at that
then?
time, believe it or not, they were still like $5 each back then.
What?
Back then?
Really? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
I was thinking he's going to be like, it was about $50. I'd be like, let me get you about 4 drinks.
48 times 5, that's 240.
Yeah, well, there was this
I was
one
gonna
guy.
go.
Sorry there was no lunch that week, Chris.
Wow. There was one guy who kept saying, how many of these you got? I said, they're all mine. All of a sudden, he wanted one.
Oh.
I said, no, everybody here can have one. You can't. Yeah. You go down and get your own.
How do you think I filled that Brewfest?
I must say, I am pretty proud of myself for that quick math.
I
already had it. I was going to let you do it. I already had it.
I mean, I got these idiot savants here, and I got the sausage savant.
One thing also that we got a super chat on that Dan and I talked about was Governor Kathy Hochul today sent a letter to the NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman expressing her disappointment in the league's decision to cancel the 2026 NHL All-Star Game weekend at UBS Arena. Now, Governor Kathy Hochul wrote a 3-page letter to Governor Gary Bettman urging the NHL to commit to bringing a major NHL event of equal or greater value to Long Island. Now, I was at the Stadium Series game in 2022 when the NHL announced that there would be a 2026 NHL All-Star Weekend at UBS Arena, and the reason why there isn't an All-Star Weekend is because, well, the Olympics are happening with hockey.
Oh, I didn't know why. So why is she getting upset for it?
She's getting upset because she's losing all this money that would have been brought in her state. Apparently.
She's losing all the money.
Yeah.
We're not going to get political,
we did this.
Well, you're the one that kind of brought this up.
Because it was super chatted to us.
Well, yeah, she's upset that the All-Star Weekend thing got canceled, but it got canceled because of the Olympics. That really isn't the NHL's fault.
Like she doesn't have anything else to do.
Okay, but if we're gonna go there, one of her major donors
owns part of the concessions that are at UBS Arena and at the new Buffalo Bills Stadium. That's why they got that new stadium.
It stinks.
So let's not ever do that again.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan. Why should I pay for a goddamn stadium?
Let's just move on. We don't do political here. Get away from me.
We don't do politics, and you're getting us upset.
I got to say, but that's the story, though.
Yeah, I know.
Big campaign contributor got the concessions contract at the new Buffalo Bills Stadium.
You knew that somebody was getting greased. You knew that pole was getting greased somehow.
Yeah. One of my father's greatest things he ever taught me.
Let's take the home team and the points.
I fucking served it up to you.
5, 6.
If it doesn't,
that's the total right now. That was my over/under I had it set at.
if it doesn't make sense, it makes money.
Yeah, it's true.
It don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
So now we answered that question. We could solve world peace as we're at it as well too.
What else you got, Seth?
So we are missing a few of our friends here, Brian and Donna Engel, who are in Florida.
Yeah, where the hell are they?
Well, Brian
On
says
vacation.
he did post Facebook and said it's another Tuesday night, and we are not at the Bullpen Tavern ahead of Talking Smack.
I feel like that Indian guy. That was really
cheer.
He was really Italian, right, Joe?
No, I think he was Mexican.
He probably was.
He was probably related, a touch hole related.
Like
or
Chief
something.
Jay Strongbow.
No,
Jason Calla from Secaucus, New Jersey.
No, he was like Chief Iron Eagle or something like that. Whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Iron Eyes Cody.
Yeah.
Was that what?
Yeah.
They got rid of that guy and the guy in the butter.
That's a girl, jackass.
Whatever.
Match,
Hey,
I'm soaking it.
2025 could be they them.
Sully.
Oh, that's where we're going now. You guys open the door.
Sully was on it with
Look
a
at the
Native
producer
American.
look.
29 weeks. 29 and a half weeks.
You look like you're going to puke like that guy at the...
It's been a good run, guys.
Not many people know this. Sully has been honored with a Native American nickname, Running Dump.
So Brian and Donna are in Florida this week.
Hi, Brian. Hi, Donna. How are you?
They're watching, and
We miss you guys.
and they're missing.
Maybe
us
they'll
here.
run into Snacks. He's out there playing Star Wars, you know.
Maybe.
Boom.
But Brian took it upon himself to cook the Pammy special at the bullpen while in Florida.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shocker.
Di Francisco.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have read that.
You want to try it? Go ahead. Now, see, what happens, for folks that don't know, Sully reads these on my morning show on WCKM every week. And there's a contest between him and Pete Cloutier.
I don't want to do it now.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Wait,
I don't know. All right, Chef Pam special at the bullpen this week is the Francisco. It's ancho crusted burger.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't make it.
He made everything.
Pope.
Cajun shrimp, pepper jack cheese, bacon, guacamole, cilantro, lime, ranch, crispy jalapenos on a toasted brioche.
Hey, stick the cell in oil.
The cool part about that is that Pam goes out of her way, Joe, and you being in broadcasting forever, she goes out of her way each week. She gives the two of them a week off, you know, just to make it feel good. And then the backhanded B-slap comes right at them, and she'll come next week with something that is just impossible for these two jokers to say.
Well, because she makes the words up.
Well, you're not exactly, you know.
You know, like my mom used to when she used to cook.
Well, yeah. Wait a minute. She never talked when she cooked. She never cooked. Hi, Sandy, if you're listening.
Oh, she's listening.
Oh, is
She's
she?
listening.
Hey, your Yankees killed me last night.
Devin
Losing to
Williams.
San Diego.
Poke that!
There she is.
Superchat!
About time.
Sandy
Nothing
Sullivan.
major. It is your mother.
Nah.
She just replied with a bunch of laughing emojis.
Yep, okay.
Her greatest laughing emoji is sitting to my left.
And you never benched him, though, did you?
Okay.
Who at this table benched
Yeah,
Mike
who
Sullivan?
benched you, Mike?
The other guy ain't gonna tell you.
So why did he bench? Why did you bench him?
Well, Joe can relate to this. I mean, Barney was my coach.
God, you deflect this every time.
And not only was your assistant coach, he was your
boss. So when we're playing a game when this idiot did whatever he did,
or what he wasn't doing,
Bernie goes, "Get his ass out of there." And I go, "Yes, sir. I gotta have a job the next day."
I would have never benched him. He wouldn't have been on my team.
Well, it was an all-star team. The only reason he got on, I heard, was because his dad was one of the coaches.
Whoa!
Super chat.
Sandy Sullivan chiming in.
Oh, jeez. Here
She
we go.
says, "Still don't cook."
So I do have a funny Joe Pezzulo umpiring Mike Sullivan story.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
I'm playing high school ball and Joe's behind the plate, and nobody obviously understands the relation of the relationship or the connection. Anyway, guys pitching, call strike one. Guy throws a fastball up over my head. I swing. I miss. Way over my head.
A lot of things do that.
Next pitch is a couple inches off the plate, and Joe bangs me out. I said, "Joe, it was off the plate. It was off the plate." He goes, "You couldn't tell the pitch before it was 3 feet over your head." Dragged it. And I took my bat and I walked back to the dugout.
He wonders why he's benched.
Which brings me to the first time I ever had a conversation with his dad. His father was pitching at Dipco Field in a Little League game, and I was umpiring, and I was the only guy there. They put me behind instead of going behind the plate like you're supposed to when you're alone, they had me behind the pitcher. Sullivan comes in to pitch. This train started going by, and I think the train was over an hour long, and he was still out there pitching. and we were having a great conversation. You know, I knew Barney's older sister. That's how. But yeah, that's the first time. First time I ever talked to Barney Sullivan was.
How much older are you than my dad?
About 4 years.
Was that it? I thought it was more than that.
No, it was. I think he was a freshman when I graduated. I think.
And how did you meet him? I'm just.
Well, that was the first time I ever talked to him.
Social media.
And
RJ Stockton.
Facebook.
And it was just, he was hanging around. When I, who is this little? But
who was the little guy? You?
No, he was.
Oh, okay.
But it turned out it didn't take long to obviously realize, we were like two peas in a pod. We were, this guy's as stupid as I am.
That's how I met your dad, was through Joe, because working with Joe all those years, and we would hang out and do stuff. And the first night that Sully and I are
he's married to Sandy. I'm married to Sandy's cousin. I told you we do stupid things all the time.
Wow!
Dang.
You got to go home with her. And Chris is back there. He's like, "Oh, geez, do I laugh or not? This is like a Dean Martin celebrity roast. I better laugh."
I can tell you right now that that whole Facebook thing, as much as we joke about it, we know it's not true. But so when I first wanted to contact you on the show, Mike reached out to me and said, I'll give you Joe Pezzulo's number. I said,
"Oh, Jesus,
okay,
here we
that
go."
sounds great.
God, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So he was about 2 numbers off.
And I could 791-8374.
Whether I don't know what it was. Whether it was
home number 792-8209.
Yeah.
Okay. So he gave whatever it was. He gave you the
Social Security number. RJ.
Klondike, mine?
No, his.
For everyone out there, I'm not going to give that to you.
You're just not doing anybody any good.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
So I texted the guy. I said, "Hey Joe," I said, "This is Seth from Talkin Smack. I would like to have you on the show." And he goes, "This isn't Joe." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "I got your number from Mike Sullivan." He goes, "Who the fuck is Mike Sullivan?" And I go, "Oh, I might actually not have the wrong number." So I text you.
We all know how you are with numbers, Seth.
So then I text you, and then I got your home phone number, and I called you, and you said, I said, "Hey, it's Seth." And you go, "Can't figure out how to send pictures. I'll have my kids show me tomorrow." I said, "No problem, thank you." You sent them 3 weeks later, but we're good. I appreciate it very much.
He doesn't see his kids that often.
And then he sends me.
They favor their mother.
We all favor their mother. So then Joe sends me a picture of him umpiring, and he goes, "In my quote prime, might have umped Sully's game at Eastfield that day.
Ooh.
Wow.
You played at Eastfield? I mean, you were in the stadium.
No, so I had. It's funny. So I don't think you're umpiring, but I used to play Legion ball, and I was a pitcher, and I didn't play much.
What are you looking at me for? He did pitch better than his old man. I can verify.
We're up 2-1. And they bring me into relief, and Roger Aarons. Remember Roger Aarons?
Yeah.
So I throw first pitch, he hits a double.
Uh-oh.
Well, he was
got
he was
bad
good
written
at
all
everything.
over it.
Next guy that gets up, actually the first guy wasn't Aarons. Second guy was Roger Aarons. I throw one pitch, guy hits a double. My very next pitch, guy hits a 2-home run. We go from being up 2-1 to down 3-2 in 2 pitches.
Sounds like Devin Williams.
And so they take me out of the game immediately. I get pissed. I was like, I'm leaving. I go to my car. I had locked my keys in my car. I took my cleat off, smashed my window.
What?
Story, yeah.
Really? You were that tough? Wow.
Well, to a window. Anybody can punch a window, as we've learned.
During a commercial break, we'll show Joe what happened last week. We won't play it again.
With Sully.
But we do have some
Super Chat.
Laura Pezzulo reaching out.
Hey, Laura!
And she says, 2 peas in a pod like when you wore the same shirts bowling. Right, Sandy?
Oh. What?
These were not uniform bowling shirts,
You
mind
just wore you both had Joy Store discount shirts?
No, this is good. I told you about the 2 wives, right?
Yeah.
It's Christmas passes by, and I don't know, talking. He's at the toy store. I'm at the radio station. We're just talking. We happened to be bowling that night.
Yeah.
He says, so how was Christmas? I said, everything was great, but Sue got me this ugliest freaking shirt. I don't know where the hell she could find this damn thing. He says, oh, no, it ain't as ugly as the shirt Sandy got me. No way! No. I said, you cannot have a shirt as ugly as mine. We went back and forth for about 5 minutes, finally decided, you wear yours tonight, I'll wear mine tonight. We bet whatever it was, $5 or $10 back in those days. See who's got the ugliest one.
Come on.
He comes walking in. I take off my jacket. You know, I had a coat on over it. And he looks at me and laughs. Same shirt. And the women did not get them together.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, it just came out that way.
Where'd they get them?
Great minds think alike, and so didn't them.
Fairhaven Outlet.
No,
The toy store.
Kmart.
Wow, I'd never heard that.
Dano, there's one answer. The WO.
Super Chat.
You're too young.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're too young.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So
Oh, boy. Let's go.
Wes says, Sully, do you remember the name of your first pet?
Yeah, it was a Tui.
Tui.
What, are we doing porn names?
No. Tim Jack said, but does RJ know Joe's license plate number?
Ah.
PEZZ.
Wes also says, how about the street you grew up on?
We've done this.
Just answer him. Humor the young.
Fuller Road.
Okay.
Brian Engel.
Oh, LaRose Gardens.
Fuller Road.
Brian Engel saying, so we haven't run into snacks, but we did pass an all-you-can-eat oyster bar that had a sign that said, sorry, sold out.
Sorry, Hank was here.
You know that.
Dude, might as well have said snacks was
You could go to the ocean and they'll have that sign.
You know what's happening. Snacks went and emptied out that oyster bar, and tonight his Princess Leia, otherwise known as Yoda, she wants to be known as. So now he's in that hotel room on their final night. He's got his Desiac on. So after all those oysters, he's got his aphrodisiac happening, and these lights are going on like this or whatever, and he's doing Job of the Gut, and she is Princess Leia. Do you like that one?
Oh yeah, he wasn't there for that.
He wasn't there. I just came up. I came up with that just by accident on Saturday. I don't know why.
I love how you thought that Hank had eaten so many oysters that he's almost like tripping at this point. Oh, the oysters.
Hold it. Wait a minute.
Well, that's what he said.
Is that what happens if you eat a lot of oysters?
I don't know, man. Sully wants to find out about it.
There's supposed to be an aphrodisiac.
Oysters for everybody.
Oysters all around.
Orange whip.
So Sully wants to get his Desiac on. Let's get it, baby. Super chat.
Wes Lauk says, Sully, what's the middle name of your oldest sibling?
I don't have one. Be me.
He is the oldest, so the middle name of your brother
Would be B.
What?
Like Aunt B?
But Bernard.
Bernard. Okay, so there you go, Sully. So whatever you got to, Wes.
Okay, so is Wes done fishing for everything?
I don't know. So you know,
Wes, are you looking for
passwords?
names? Are you looking for names for your kid? Dude, Sully Jr. I fucking double dog dare you.
Oh, 7. 7.
I thought there was going to be LDM.
Look at all the advantages you'll have.
He is not only the oldest sibling, he's the oldest simpling.
And with that, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more. We're talking smack upstairs at the bullpen right after this.
By High Society in Hudson Falls, located at 345 Main Street in Hudson Falls. This dispensary offers cannabis enthusiasts a chance to indulge in the brand's premium products, including the highly sought-after Bubble Hash and Frosted Hash Ball. With an emphasis on quality and potency, Silly Nice continues to set standards for cannabis products that elevate the user's experience. For use only for adults 21 and over, keep out of reach of children and pets. In case of accidental ingestion or overconsumption, contact the Poison Center. Consume responsibly. By Alan B Powers CPA. The Alan B. Powers firm is one of the leading firms in the area. By combining our expertise and experience and the energy of our staff, each client receives close personal and professional attention. Their high standards, service, and specialized staff spell the difference between outstanding performance and the other firms. We make sure that every client is served by the expertise of the whole firm. Alan B. Powers firm is responsive. Companies who choose the firm rely on competent advice and fast, accurate personnel. They provide total financial services to individuals, large and small businesses, and other agencies too. Their high service quality and raving fan clients are the result of commitment to excellence. Alan B. Powers will answer all of your questions as they impact both your tax and financial situations. The Alan B. Powers Agency welcomes you to contact them anytime. And by Jim's Glass Service, 6th Street in Queensbury. Jim's Glass Service, hey! Thanks for the break. Jim's Glass Service offers the best service for all your commercial and residential glass and window needs. A division of Fish's Majestic Enterprises. Jim's Glass Service is a trusted glass company located in Queensbury, specializing in both commercial and residential glass services. With their team of skilled professionals, they provide top-notch glass installations and repairs, ensuring customer satisfaction and quality craftsmanship. Jim's Glass Service, hey, thanks for the break. Brought to you by Old School Pest Control at oldschoolpestcontrol.com. John Herbley, the owner of Old School Pest Control, has over 20 years of experience in pest control, providing top-level pest control and putting your needs first. Do you have a pest problem? Old School Pest Control can handle any of your pest issues, walking you through the process to help you understand why Old School Pest Control does what they do. Old School Pest Control provides home and commercial pest control services. Whatever your pest problem is, whether it's big or small, Old School Pest Control has the knowledge to get your pest problems taken care of efficiently and in a timely manner. Give John Herbley a call now for your pest control problems at 518-724-6440 or online at oldschoolpest.com.
Back, Talkin Smack, week number 29. Our special guest, our buddy Joe Pezzulo. So good to have Joe on the show tonight, man. I'll tell you what. Through the years, Joe, we had a lot of fun. I mean, with work and everything. I mean, we did some real stupid stuff. I'm not going to ask you to do any of that stuff because your daughter's watching tonight. And some of my favorite memories of Joe is when he would come up with these parody songs, which we won't have him sing on the air because they're not appropriate. And his daughter's watching.
I was going to say, how often are we actually appropriate? I mean,
well, his daughter's watching.
Okay.
I respect that. Okay, is she still in law enforcement?
No. Otherwise, she'd arrest me for those.
Then why, Laura? If you're not in law enforcement, then why are you yelling at me?
Well, why wouldn't she? I mean, it goes with your birthright. It goes with your birthright. So now we come to the segment of the show, Joe, where we it's sponsored by Beans Country Store, right there on Ridge and Sunnyside, and it's what's setting Sully off. So I mean, every week Sully finds something that is just one of those things that gets under his, burrs up his ass or whatever, and something that really just gets to him. So, but Beans Country Store,
Most people call them hemorrhoids, but that's
not a Beans Country Store. They're looking. I saw that Jeff was looking for.
He is a hemorrhoid. Pain in the ass.
Yeah, just pain in the ass. Jeff is looking for a big cooler, an 8-foot cooler for inside Beans because they keep expanding and they need more. They need to have some more. So that's the deal there. So what's setting Sully off? Brought to you by Beans Country Store. And Johnny Pratt, you want to sing a little bit?
Oh, yeah. What's setting off Sully? What's setting off Sully? What's setting off Sully? How's that?
Whoa. Oh, here we go.
I'm going to write a song.
I'm thinking Sam Kinison.
I'm sorry.
If you own a store,
oh, here we go.
Good boy.
And you have your hours posted, and I go 30 minutes out of my way to go to your said store,
here we go.
don't be fucking closed.
That's
If you post your hours and you say you're open Saturday from 9 to 2, and I specifically drive out of my way to go to your store, which I go to frequently, be open. Otherwise,
so when did this happen?
This was Saturday.
On your way to
We're
Jersey?
on our way to Jersey. So, and I'm not going to say the name of the place, but you guys are all going to laugh now. Damn it! So I drink these nutrition teas. I'm just going to say it.
I was saying, what are you?
Hold on. He's drinking nutrition tea. Hi, I'm Sully.
Why did I do this? So, yeah, fuck all you guys. So I drink these nutrition teas.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Thank you. And they have, and they're delicious.
Delicious nutrition tea.
They got caffeine in it, but there's no sugar, no calories, and I'm trying to behave and lose some weight. So
So let's have some scotch.
Can I ask a question? Sully? Was it the pretty hot mess?
No. That's all I'm saying. If you well, what do you think?
The guy that kicked
Let's go to the guy that's never fucking open.
You know what kind of sets me off?
What's that?
Sitting next to somebody who drinks nutritious drinks.
You're not.
That's real nutritious.
He's making up for it tonight.
Four fingers tonight.
So that is ridiculous. And the other thing I saw today.
So when did you find out? You did. So were you?
I got there.
So like, were you like within a half hour of them closing? Were you an hour and a half, 2 hours, or they weren't open at all?
They were not open at all. So
What the hell? Didn't they know you?
They announced from 9 to 2. I was there at 1 o'clock, and there was nobody there, and that's nonsense. That's why you don't make any money.
Did you double check their Facebook and their Google hours?
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
Well, in the stores.
Yeah, RJ told me.
He called me. He called me. To make sure.
In the store's defense, I will say
there's no defense.
There is.
What is it?
There is, because Google no longer allows you to change a business listing of your hours.
What the hell did you just say?
So,
if you think says you're open from 9 to 2 and I get there at 1, make me a tea.
All right, hold on one.
They knew he was coming. That's why they closed the freaking door.
He needed his nutritious teeth for crying out loud.
I'll explain a step further.
Oh,
jeez. He's about to educate us, man.
He's the youth of
Lay
America.
it on me. Go ahead.
At Oscar Smokehouse,
Uh-oh, here
our
we go.
hours on Facebook
Our boy Jack.
are 8 to 5, which is we're allowed to control the Facebook hours on the business page. On Google, it still says
Channel is kind of.
it still says 8 to 6, their original hours before COVID. So when I first got there,
Damn COVID.
I went and tried to change them. Didn't allow me. Jock and I had to call up Google to change our
The
hours.
sign is on the door. I don't give a shit what Google. It's on the door.
Just saying.
That
Well, you could give a shit. You're full of it.
Just saying.
But he wants his nutritious teeth, Joe.
See, that was going to be my question, Sully. Was on the door? Did they have a sign saying,
Yes.
"Hey, we're closed today"?
No,
or?
that's why I knew they were open because I see that sign every time I go there.
Can I say something though?
So I knew that they were open.
So,
because
okay,
that's
so
what their
staffing
sign
issues.
on
says.
that they should be open.
Sometimes there's staffing issues because people don't want to work anymore.
And I get,
With
and
that
I
being
and I
said,
do get that.
What successful business is open from 9 to 2? And I'm going to swear, and the fucking from 9 to 2. How much,
On a Saturday, no less.
How much?
A nutritious tea place.
Thank you.
And they
That's
had
a
to- so they make your nutritious tea up for you? It's not pre-bottled or anything. I mean,
No, you order
so you
it
get
and
in
it's
like a glass or something.
No, I have a watermelon crawl.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
You just keep digging. You're just like,
shampoo. It's a watermelon name. It's a watermelon.
Digging a
Your
hole.
dad is rolling over in his grave right
My
now.
name is Sully. I'm digging a hole.
Watermelon crawl. Ooh, it's nutritious. But you know what? You look good.
for you.
You look good.
Oh yeah.
Shut up. Shut.
As he's got a glass full of scotch over here.
I was gonna say, the tea is nutritious. And this is Sully's drink.
Oh, that's a watermelon wrap.
Yo, check it out. Super chat.
Get the ice out of there.
No
You're
need,
ruining it.
no need to even explain the super chat. Just read it on the screen.
I'll read it on the screen. I have a skirt, Sully. Can borrow.
Laura
Way to go, Laura!
That's my
So
little girl.
that
All
actually
right.
wasn't the one I was supposed to show. That one just came in. Oh, God. Here's the one I was supposed to show.
Jesus. Oh, my God. That's your mother.
By the way, Sandy, way weak tonight with your comments. Be better. And the last quick thing I'm going to tell you that.
So does it come with a fuzzy straw or something?
No, but it comes with. wait. It comes with nothing. Never mind.
No. Keep going.
Does it come like instead of those regular straws, the big ones, and they come in fluorescent colors. You get to pick your own.
When you go downstairs during the breaks, do you use the men's room or the ladies' room?
And you're his godfather?
No! I'm going to do myself a favor.
That's what you look like after drinking nutritious tea and a nice fluorescent straw.
And the only other thing I'm going to say quick to get off this topic. No, the second thing that set me off, I saw a Chevrolet today that had 2 ducks in the thing. You're copying. Knock it off.
So, can we talk about your picture?
It was a Chevrolet.
Well, can we talk about your picture you sent with all the ducks on the Jeep?
Hold on a second here. We read this morning, didn't we, Johnny? Go ahead.
It was a thing. Police are actually starting to be like, hey, they're actually.
They should.
They're taking
you
a
see
page.
the Jeeps have all the toys and stuff. They can't leave their toys home now, so they bring them with them when they go to work.
Right? Yeah.
You've seen them, right?
Yeah.
You bring your toys to work?
Anything you'll say. Anything you'll say is fine with me, Michael. I don't ever quarrel with a guy who drinks delicious. What was it again?
Nutritious tea.
Delicious tea.
They're delicious and nutritious. And they've got fluorescent straws.
Yes.
Next week, we're going to show up here to the bullpen next Tuesday night. You know what's going to be? In the middle of the table, a bunch of damn fluorescent goddamn straws up here for Sully.
I'm bringing drinks for everybody. That way you guys can see. And y'all could be a little more nutritious.
I want to see
Except for
RJ
maybe
drink.
you.
I want to see RJ drink one of those sons of bitches.
You got a better chance of seeing Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I will. So I will tell you this though: if I get one in the afternoon, hang on. If I get one in the afternoon, I tell them to leave it a little short because you top it off with vodka.
Super chat.
Wes says, Sully, I swear to God, on my ride home today, there were a row of ducks in the rear windshield of a fucking Nissan Sentra.
It's ridiculous.
Oh.
Super chat.
Sandy Sullivan, he takes after his father.
You know what? I'll take that compliment.
Yo, your dad drank nutritious teas too?
No.
No, he didn't like ducks.
Him and I never did. His father and I never said the word fluorescent.
That's a big fancy word in South Glens Falls. We got fluorescent straws. So that's good for you, though. I mean, seriously speaking, though, as someone who's lost 80-plus pounds, you look good, kid. I mean, I know you've been working hard.
I'm working hard.
I know it is. Don't tell me you're checking out his man boobs.
Can we talk to him now?
That's what's setting Sully up. Brought to you by Beans Country Store, right there at the intersection of Ridge and Sunnyside. Seriously, get in. If you haven't tried out their food, you will not be disappointed. And even if there's a ton of people in the parking lot, trust me, it moves quick. They get you in. If you want to eat it there, you can eat it there as well, too. They do a great job there at Beans Country Store, so stop by and see them there. I love going there for all sorts of food. You know what my jam is? My jam is the broccoli salad. I just love that. It's nutritious, too. It's nutritious broccoli salad.
Well, you can wash it down with his drinks.
But I'll get the broccoli salad. You get the nutritious drinks, and we'll be all set. No? I'll get some fluorescent forks. Or maybe
Guy's
spoons.
trying to better himself.
Robert Kennedy Jr., ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have you here, Mike. We'll get some nutritious
So speaking of something fluorescent,
Oh, God.
Joe, I got to ask you a
I can't
question.
even begin to
We
imagine.
want to hear about your contraceptive ways.
Back in your umpiring days, you get all these guys now that come up to the plate with their gear. You know, their ankle protectors and their elbow protectors, and they got the flashy batting gloves and things like that. Is there a need for that?
I'd say there's a need for it, and probably they should have done it even way back when. But
we're tough.
You know, it's not.
What's with
not
you?
exactly
They throw a little
some
harder
people's
these days.
era. By
I was going to
by
say,
any
I mean,
means.
have you ever taken a 110-mile-an-hour fastball to your shin?
What?
Okay,
Said
so
Finn?
96-mile-an-hour fastball. Sorry, I'm not a big baseball guy. So take a 96-mile-an-hour fastball to your shin.
I think
How
that's
do you
the
think that's
equivalent
gonna
of.
feel?
I feel like
have you
that's
ever bashed your shin up against the coffee table?
I feel like that's the equivalent
I
of
get
getting
more
yelled.
I get more mad at the oven mitts.
What
are these?
Yes, okay, well
What are these?
that is to protect their fingers.
I know what it's for.
So when they're drinking their nutritious teas, they can still hold.
And back to John's question about ever taking a 100-mile-an-hour fastball off the shin. I've been yelled at by Allie, so that's about fair.
Ooh. Was this before or after in Lion PD?
Probably middle.
During.
During.
When you left her in a puddle, huh?
The best high school pitcher you ever run for.
We didn't say chin, we said
Wow.
shit.
Wow. You know what? If you're just talking about his high school years, and I'm sorry to the Palmers and the LaPointes, kid from Queensbury named Bill Anderson.
He's one of my best friends.
He struck me out.
Bill was one of my
faced
brothers.
Billy. Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Did he go to Georgetown?
From just, yeah.
Right?
He went to George Washington.
Right?
George Washington. Yeah, I knew it was some George.
Of the jungle?
Nah, they're all the
But
same.
Bill Anderson was for just his high school games.
Yeah.
Do you know how many? We were together for years. Me and him. He tried to hang with me. No one could hang with me. But Bill was awesome. Great guy. Loved him like a brother.
Yeah.
It's I had a question earlier to you because not moving to the area until 1979, and the first time I saw Eastfield was probably 1980 when we came down to play St. Mary's. What was Eastfield like before they put the White Sox in there?
Well, it was a whole different diamond. Home plate was out where left field is now. You hit toward the clubhouse in the Little League diamond area.
Yeah, there were
That
Little
was-
League
that was
fields
all-
when I was a kid. I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow, I
we had
can't
two
even
Little League
picture that.
fields way back down there in those days, and it was it faced the other way.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was a terrible infield. It was all. In fact, they didn't even have a grass infield. It was just a bunch of cracked clay and everything.
Wow. I mean, because that place a swamp then too.
Oh, Eastfield?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The greatest football game ever was the St. Mary's Granville game where the ball got. It was almost like playing out in Cambridge when it rained. It was-
Do you remember people used to swim there? Do you remember that?
It was open.
Well, the final last time I played football there was the Super Bowl of 1982 between Whitehall and Mechanicville. They had 3 games there in less than 24 hours. And we were the last game of the 3. And the mud that was on the field that night was we were swimming. I mean, it was awful.
But you're on the field as we know it these days.
These days.
That field used to be where you come up from Platt Street. There was a path, and the field was right there next to a little diamond, a little 60-foot diamond, and then there was a field there, and that's the field I'm talking about.
Yeah, the field, because I never played on that one.
Oh yeah, was no. You got to go back into the '60s.
I mean, I've heard stories about that there. I mean, and you go back and you between going to games and you at one time weren't you the official scorer for the Glens Falls White Sox? You did.
No, Bob Addison.
Bob did.
He did that.
But you were doing play-by-play.
I was a PA guy. I never did play-by-play there.
So oh gosh, Evan Pivnick's dad's name.
Phil.
Phil Pivnick said to say hi.
Oh, really?
So his son was a play-by-play guy for the Adirondack Thunder. So one night, Phil's in town, because I dabbled in some play-by-play stuff for the Glens Falls White Sox one year as well too, and we were talking. And he goes, "Dan, whatever happened to Joe Pezzulo?" And it's like, and you made an impression on him. I was somebody that wasn't drinking nutritious teas or something.
No, look at him now. He's on Talkin Smack. What a mighty downfall.
We all have dreams.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I want you to tell you one of my favorite stories. Just run us through 1980. your Olympic experience.
Oh my God, that is so
well,
cool.
That was just an unbelievable thing. And that all came about because this group called the New England Network, which was actually a group of 1,000 Watters between Boston and Providence, but all the hockey players from that neck of the woods, they wanted some representation there. Well, as you know from local radio here in those days, ain't no way they were going to foot that bill.
Nope.
So somehow, and I don't know exactly the full story behind it, but it came to light that I would be able to string for them.
Yeah.
So that was the reason that I first went up there, and because we were stringing, we actually got accredited as local radio up there too, so it worked out pretty well.
Who was with you up there in Lake Placid during the Olympics then?
Jim Barrett and I worked together, and Steve Scoville would be there with us once in a while.
Jim Barron was my first boss in radio back in '83.
Really?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Jim was a great guy.
So you're there at the gold medal. You're there for the USA versus Russia game.
There for all of them.
All right. So tell me about. Did you feel? I mean, was there an energy in the air that night?
Oh hell! Yeah.
What was that like?
That day. That.
Well, that's right. It was a 4 o'clock game, right?
It was early. I think it was earlier.
It was earlier than that.
Was it earlier
than
4? Okay.
Yeah, because it was tape delayed.
Yeah,
Sure.
back then
Right.
it was all videotaped. Yeah.
But it didn't start out that way. We figured, okay, here comes the ass kicking. But as the game went on, and people really started to believe, and then the goal with 1 second left that got
in the second
period.
period.
The tying goal, right?
The
tying goal.
Johnson,
The tying goal. And then by the time Eruzione hit with the 10-minute mark, I mean, the
How
place
loud
was
was the
just
building?
the
It had
place.
to be-
It was just bedlam. It was just bedlam. I'm probably from here to coach away from Al Michaels and Ken Dryden. That's where I was positioned.
Wow.
And I could barely hear what they were saying because of
it's just
the noise around the noise around the place.
I get goosebumps you just talking about this now.
Right? That incredible.
Most amazing thing to me was, now, granted, it was 45, 50 minutes later. Craig was down there looking for his father. We're talking. We're doing a little color stuff and all. Finally leave the place. Guy's got a little card table set up with T-shirts. It only takes American boys to beat Russian men. He had to have them all pre-made.
Wow.
he had a line
How
like you wouldn't
ever
believe.
have imagined a gazillion years that would happen?
Well, that was a mistake he made. I told him, you made one mistake, buddy. He was selling them 1980 money for $25. He could have gotten 50 with no questions asked.
Now, I was in the village of Lake Placid. I was part of a chorus that we sang at the ceremonies up there. And the deal is that I'm
not touching that one.
When people think of the singer in Chupacabra, they don't think of you. They think of me. Okay.
Well, I didn't know that was your roots.
But I was in the Olympic chorus, so we did a thing at the Civic Center. We did when the torch came through, and they had the whole ceremony at the Civic Center. And then also up there, we were part of an Olympic chorus that was up there as well too. Getting in and out was just a nightmare. It took us almost 10 hours to go from Whitehall to Lake Placid to get to where we had to go. And then when we got there, we were stuck. We couldn't move. I mean, you talk about gridlock. For people that don't know, how bad was it, Joe?
Oh, my God. It was ridiculous. And most people were parking like in Keene and taking shuttles up from there. Another side story. I guess I won't mention the guy's name in the advertising agency, but they were running everything for Orta at the time. And he was assuring everybody there was no transportation problem in the building. And, a bunch of ABC, CBS people and little old me. I said, it's funny, I was just talking to Linda Fradiani for about an hour and a half while she was waiting for a bus out to the Olympic Village. What was her problem?
Yeah. That's the delays, they were legendary. A buddy of ours, Johnny Ray.
Sure.
And so Johnny is from Long Lake.
Yeah.
So he was telling me all about that because as a kid, he was working around that area and everything that happened and all the nightmares.
Well,
it was just awful.
You think about it. I mean, where they have Olympics these days, they're major cities. They're like international locations, and to have had it in a little tiny town. If you go to Lake Placid these days, it is a town that it really isn't all that much bigger than, say, Lake George or whatever. I mean, it's small. So.
We had a space in the Lake Placid School, probably can't even get to Adirondack Sully, that small, okay? Yeah. On one side of me was the Chicago Sun-Times, is that what it was called?
Yeah.
On this side is Dick Young from the Daily News.
Oh, jeez.
Doing nothing but sitting there. he had a kid writing everything that was attributed to him was a kid named Mike Lupica.
No way!
Yeah.
Shit.
And Lupica and I got to be very, because he was just starting out and everything, and he got a kick out of some of the stuff we were doing.
Yeah.
I happened to be in the right spot at the right time, but Lupica was actually anything you ever see from the 1980 Olympics that has a byline of Dick Young, Mike Lupica wrote that story.
One more side note from those Olympics. There was one person in this building whose father carried the Olympic torch up the Glen Street hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Barney
did? Who would that be?
Mickey Lewis.
Mickey Lewis.
No, Sue. It was Fred Fuller.
Oh, you did.
Fred?
You did
Oh, I didn't know
Sue's
that.
Dad.
Really?
Right, Sue.
That is cool.
Carry the Olympic
So
torch.
did they give you Olympic torch? Like now, when you do it, they give you a torch, because what they do is they give you a symbolic torch now for everybody that carries the torch. You get a
really?
a facsimile. Yeah, because I know somebody that's done
Yeah,
it.
no, my Uncle Fred.
They also give you a watermelon and a crush or whatever.
Sethro, what do you got for me?
Before we get corrected here, the game started at 5 p.m. However, ABC, the network broadcasting the game, aired it on tape delay at 8 p.m. So
And they didn't even air the whole game, because I remember as a kid watching, they didn't air the whole game. They aired bits and pieces. They could fit it in within the network programming.
They had to fit it in the network programming, and also it was the quickest to date. The quickest they got it out from it being aired.
And Don Tenney. Don Tenney was a kid at Plattsburgh State at the time, so he told me he was watching the game live because the Canadian TV, they carried the hockey game live in the afternoon.
My father was with some people in Montreal, so he actually watched the game live. I think him and Andy Shelley and a couple buddies were in for whatever reason.
So the Russian game wasn't the gold medal game. Were you there at the gold medal game?
I was there for all of them.
Was it
and not
Finland
only
or
wasn't the gold medal game, we weren't even assured of a medal after that game.
How did you get picked to do hockey and not cross-country skiing at the...
Because the group that wanted a stringer
wanted the
was
hockey.
New England network between Boston and Providence Hockey. But it's funny you mentioned that. When word got out that there were stringers up there, I ended up going up onto the 90-meter jump to interview some guy from Ishpeming, Michigan.
Did you land it?
Yeah.
The agony of the Joe.
Yeah. You're the agony of defeat.
Put Jim McKay on it.
And I got to talk with Hans Strack through an interpreter after he won the giant slalom.
Was he German?
And this interpreter, Hans Strack says, I know who the
So for people that were in our business, as far as, because I did a lot of stringing as well too. I talked with you guys.
What
about,
does that mean?
You go and you're reporting from the different places. I did it for ABC Rock Radio. I was a stringer for them for years.
Basically a reporter on the scene.
And so that, like, I would go to concerts at the Civic Center. I would go to Montreal. I would go to our RPI Fieldhouse. I'd go to any place that a rock show was, and you were doing that for sports.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's a different way to make money, and it's like if they use your stuff, you get paid. If you don't, then you just saw something for free.
Well, this was not quite to that level. It was just they wanted somebody there on site to be, their person. So
what are you laughing about there, Soul Dog?
Nothing.
It's got bad written. Yes, Sethro.
Also, pretty cool actually. Today, Lake Placid is actually designated as a backup site for the sliding events, the bobsled,
I heard that.
skeleton.
It's been
at the 2026 Winter Olympics. Now, it has been in quote development. However, today actually they got accepted of their bid. So now there's a venue in Italy that is not being ready in time. So Lake Placid was selected as a backup after submitting a bid. So we'll see if we get some Olympics in 2026 coming up.
I got thinking about it when I was talking about Hans Strack's interpreter. After the U.S.-Russia game, the press conference, they got this woman who's being the interpreter for the Russian coach. Can't remember his name now. But the question comes up about you removed Tetriak in the goal.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that.
All right. Well,
about what?
Here comes
Tretiak, one of the greatest goaltenders ever played the game.
Now, coach is answering. What was his name? Malikov? Anyway, the bottom line is
I can see him. He's really sour.
He's going, everybody in the room knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
Except the interpreter who said, I believe the coach said Mr. Tetriak had a problem with his throat.
Well, they say if you watch, there's a Russian documentary that they do.
They all got sent to the front lines. You kidding me?
About that, and what they say is when they pulled Tretiak, they had like KGB guys came into the locker room because it was such a huge deal to pull that guy.
Oh, it was terrible.
It wasn't like just a coach.
This was a national
incident. It was a
incident.
huge thing.
Has anyone heard from him since?
He did. He was a coach for the Blackhawks for some time.
Yeah, but no, that was like a.
That was just. It was insane. But and then you followed up with the game afterwards where they weren't playing well.
They had to beat Finland,
and they did not play. Could you? What was the? So as the Team USA wasn't playing well, so what was the vibe in that at that time?
No, the funny part about it was I don't think anybody was all that worried. They'd come from behind
every game almost.
They'd come from behind so many times, and I think the biggest thing, the whole key to that whole thing that everybody seems to overlook, was Baker's goal from the left face-off circle with 29 seconds left in the opener against Sweden, against Pelle Lundberg.
To tie that game,
That
right?
tied that game.
Right.
And if that would have turned the whole thing around.
That's a whole
if we don't get that goal with 29 seconds
Were you in the building when they did the medal ceremony and all the guys jumped up on stage? That had to be amazing.
Yeah, I thought a lot of it was even beyond the hockey, just being there for giant slaloms, high jumps, and the athletes that, who was it, Davenport, Willie Davenport. Oh, you know what? It might have been Herschel Walker. That was the Bob.
Oh yeah, he did. He tried to do that.
Yeah.
He did that back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did it like 19. Was it 80 when he did it?
I think it was the 1980 Olympics.
I can't remember. I think it was a little bit later than
it
that.
was later than
I
that.
think he did like 84 or 88.
And we got another super chat.
We have a few here. Joan Chenier, super chat for Sully. How about mushroom coffee?
What kind of mushrooms?
Super chat.
Dave Bodak says, looking good, Pez. Fun times being in the press box with you during those at Glens Falls White Sox years.
Yeah, he was the Moss Bodak. Doesn't it sound like some kind of,
Yeah, I know. He's
Bodak.
He's one of my best friends, Dave Bodak. Great guy. Super chat.
Nicholas Quinn, hey Quinner, had to adjust the rabbit ears on the TV to make sure you could see it.
That's for sure. I mean, it was, when you were watching ABC back then, it's a lot
I thought
of
he was
people
making fun of me.
No. Did you know that Mike has big ears?
Who?
Hey, he's no Philippak.
I didn't even know he had big ears until he told me. I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Any memories of Herb Brooks?
Not really. Actually, my memories of him were not fond.
Really? So I'm the same way with Herb Brooks because Herb came to coach with the Utica Devils. And the last thing Herb wanted to do was be in the American Hockey League. He didn't show up until just minutes before each game.
He went to the AHL before he got an NHL?
No, he was in the NHL right afterwards, and then he was with the Devils organization. And he was just... He wasn't nice. It was just, they're coaches that know they got to do a job, and they do it. Herb looked down on us members of the media when we were doing our job because he had to be there, for after a game, and he just didn't want to be there any way, shape, or form.
What got lost to me the most about, if you ever run into any of these hockey players, I think the only guy who still used the term was Eruzione as years went by. They was, and it was because Herb told them. And if he didn't want him talking to anybody, but if you did corner one, all they'd say is, hey, we're just a bunch of doolies.
Yeah.
They were the doolies.
Yeah.
And somehow that got lost down through the years, that was a nickname for the team.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, that meeting a bunch of those guys through the years, from the U.S. Olympic team, it's just, if you're, well, not your age, and not your age, but if you're this age, there's something about that.
I missed it by this much.
It's just an unreal thing. Did you have anything? You did stuff with the Red Wings as well too, didn't you?
I was I did basically, to give Strader a breath. I was called his color man, but I did.
Did you go on the road?
Really? No. The only time I went on the road was during the playoffs in can't remember which one of the years. We're up at the Cumberland County Civic Center.
Up in Maine.
And that was the only road trip I ever made with
Did you win the...
And you've been there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think at that time, unless they improved it, If it was still that dark when you were there,
It's all you got to do is watch it on Flow TV.
I was
and
gonna say,
Did they win the cup that year?
You had to have
gotten a
no,
little bit
no,
better,
no. We
but-
lost that series.
Nice job.
But you had to have a miner's hat on to see
Yeah,
it
it was dark.
It was
It's
that dark.
off the ice. It's very, very dark, and on the ice they do have lights there, but you can watch it when you're watching it on Flow TV.
Yeah, I
That
believe
is-
it's the Cross Insurance Arena these days.
Yeah, it's I knew you had some stuff to do with the Red Wings back in the day, and people, for folks that don't know Joe's career, I mean, being he's done everything that there is in radio, stringing, doing sports. He did my Whitehall Granville football game.
Oh, that was a big
You
thing.
and Larry were out in the side street there.
Big thing.
That
What was
was
Larry's
huge.
last name?
Farnell.
Farnell. That's
I
right,
mean,
too.
you knew it was let's be honest. You knew it was a big game when you saw Joe and Larry.
Really?
That's a guy, as a player, you knew it was a big game when Joe and Larry were there.
Okay.
Because you knew that they
Is
were
he
bringing.
still alive?
No, he passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
But you knew it was a big game when you saw those guys show up at your school or at a game you were playing at. You knew it was a big deal. So it's not that you would put more pressure on yourself, but you knew that it was coming to Glens Falls. When you're a guy from out of Glens Falls and you got the Glens Falls guys there, you knew that they brought the A team to come check you out.
Sully's old man was the one that actually got us to go to the Whitehall Granville game. He said, "You think the City Series is a big game? You ought to see the fans out here for this thing." And
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. Oh, I know. It's John Hector Norton, the mayor of Granville at the time.
Were you up on scaffolding for that one?
I was gonna say, how the hell did you get a signal out of that?
At Granville, we're on the roof of the press box.
Yes.
And over in Whitehall, we would. I think we'd just be on top of the truck.
I think you'd be on top of the truck as well too. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, as a radio junkie myself, and remembering those days and seeing you guys, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's what I knew. Whitehall Granville was a big rivalry, but I didn't realize how big. People were out there. The first one we did was in Granville. I think people were setting their trucks up to stand out in the road at
They're out
like
in the
9
street.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
And you would see scaffolding. These people put scaffolding in the back of their trucks so that they had a vantage point from up above. I remember, and I don't know, you probably don't, but I do. So we hadn't kicked an extra point all year. It's the 8th game of the season. We haven't even practiced kicking an extra point. All of a sudden, Millet calls a timeout. We're kicking an extra point. Now, I'm pretty naive. I don't know anything about anything as a kid. I'm a senior in high school. I'm young, a lot younger than the rest of my guys in my team. So we haven't practiced. We haven't done any of this. This guy comes flying onto the field in this raccoon coat. What the hell are you doing? You haven't kicked one all year. Well, we didn't know there was a point spread on the game. If we get the 2-point conversion, it's over the spread. And John's kicking the extra point. I wonder where the money was on that one, John.
I was gonna say that sounds like Coach might have had a little something.
Yeah,
going
well,
on
I wouldn't
there.
be surprised. But it's, you think about, and this guy is screaming with this raccoon coat. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And we're trying to figure out, because we haven't kicked a field goal. We haven't kicked an extra point all year. We had Steven St. Clair kicking our.
So how many coats does it take to make a raccoon coat? How many raccoons does it take?
A lot of freaking raccoons. A lot of wacks. A lot of raccoons. Oh, man.
And who was taking action on the high school game? My grandmother?
No, you better.
Well, for those of you, my grandmother dabbled in the
yeah, she did.
In the arts?
business for a
In the
while,
arts.
yeah.
Do we have another break left?
Yeah.
We technically do, but I can play it after the show.
No, we can play it now. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back to wrap things up.
Must be Dan's got to go.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
And let's go through our show announcements.
Okay, yeah.
That sounds good.
We'll take one more break. It's week 29 with Joe Pezzulo, Talkin Smack upstairs. The Bullpen. More after this.
Talkin Smack is on the air, and it's brought to you by The Bullpen on Glen Street in downtown Glens Falls. The Bullpen, a favorite among locals, whether it's lunch, dinner, takeout, a night out, pregame, or postgame, The Bullpen is the place to go. The Bullpen's second floor contains Suite 216, the banquet room, perfect for hosting private functions for under 100 people. Chef Pam and the team offer a plethora of incredible food options for each guest. They offer a wide variety of menu options for everyone. Gluten-free and children's options are plentiful. Please let your server know if you have any allergy restrictions, and the Bullpen will be glad to accommodate you. The Bullpen on Glen Street, downtown Glens Falls. G&S Printing, providing solutions, not just printing, has been the place for printed products and competitive prices and unbeatable service in the Glens Falls, Queensbury, Lake George, South Glens Falls, Saratoga regions, and up and down the East Coast. Family owned and operated by Tim Cooper, G&S represents his 2 children. Gabby and Seth tells you everything you know that this is truly more than just a business. It's family, celebrating its 24th year in the printing business. G&S Printing is your place for all your printing needs. Whether it's stationery products such as letterheads, envelopes, business cards, notepads, cut sheet form, marketing products such as brochures, presentation folders, postcards, newsletters, door hangers, posters, banners, trade show booths, rubber stamp ideal self-inking stamps, die plate dater stamps, handwood stamps, seal presses and embossers, continuous form carbonless forms, carbon interleave forms, single or multi-part forms, unit sets, handwritten forms, carbonless stud and edge glued, carbon interleaved, all sizes available, checks, laser checks, continuous checks, uniset checks, pegboard checks, 3-on-a-page checks, label stock and custom labels, laser labels, mailing labels, direct thermal labels, thermal transfer labels, barcode labels, graphic art design, custom design logos, artwork, brochures, forms, whether you need a single one-time order of business cards or a complete company analysis of all your printed products, G&S Printing is here to help, offering the most customized, friendly, reliable service with competitive pricing you will find anywhere. Call G&S Printing today, 518-232-2465. The Adventure Family Fun Center, the ultimate place for your class trip after prom party, family reunion, or social event of the year. The 1,000-foot outdoor go-kart track is the largest and most exciting in the area. Take a spin on the Le Mans indoor go-kart track. Get your friends together and face off in their multi-level laser tag arena. Buckle up and hop into an adrenaline-pumping round of bumper cars. Score the ultimate gaming experience in the arcade and test your target skills on our all-new airsoft range. Adventure Family Fun Center offering several different adventure specials, including birthday party packages that come with your own party room. You're home to the best in family fun in the Lake George region. It's the Adventure Family Fun Center on Route 9 in Queensbury. Oscar Smokehouse on Raymond Lane in Warrensburg. Why don't you stop on by and see what they're smoking? Oscar Smokehouse has a great selection of smoked meats and cheeses. They carry a number of specialty items like their more than mustard, maple syrup, cheese spreads, beef jerky, and apparel. You'll also find a wide selection of meats including chicken, sausage, bacon, ham, plus their homemade stuffed burgers, salads, ribs, and steaks. Oscar Smokehouse on Raymond Lane in Warrensburg. Come on by and see what they're smoking.
This is Talkin Smack. Next week on the show, back again. I can't wait. Vinnie Mark is in the house next week. It's going to be a blast. Wait till you get this one, Jackie Tots.
I watched that because I wasn't on the show that night.
You were babysitting.
I was babysitting, changing diapers, all that good stuff. But like you said earlier, that show started out kind of, he was checking things out. Toward the end of it, it was fantastic. I think you guys went a little bit longer than it was time to go. Yeah. But you could see him being really comfortable, and it was really a lot of fun.
So
interesting story.
He's going to be slow again next week because he got to get used to Jack. Jack, keep up.
Maybe you could break out the food truck that night.
I was just about to say the
I thought you were on a diet.
I didn't say for him, I said for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bring up some breakfast sandwiches, Coach.
Are you serious?
What?
Coach has now got to serve those drinks for Sully?
Well, if he could get some delicious, nutritious drinks, for sure.
Yeah.
And then coming up the week after, we've got Jake Johnson from the Post-Star. Where's Jake from, Warrensburg?
Warrensburg, yeah.
Jake's a kid from Warrensburg that he's the sports writer for the Post-Star. They still have people there. And Jake does a great job. He's a great kid, a real hockey background, the voice of Oswego hockey for a number of years as well, too. And he also worked in the FHL.
Yeah, he worked
boy,
for the now abandoned Elmira Mammoth.
Yeah, so any of us that ever worked in the U, we got something in common with Jake. So
he goes to Oswego on purpose?
Yes. It's like, actually, if you're
nice and balmy there.
Hold on. If you're a sportscasters, I mean, a lot of them go to Syracuse if you've got the money. But Oswego has been known to turn out some really great sportscaster. Best sportscaster to come out of Oswego?
Al Roker?
Nope. Sportscaster.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh. You know anybody?
Chris Berman?
Nope.
No. I heard this.
I know a lot of them went to Syracuse.
I'm just going to give you right now, Steve Levy.
I was just going to say
Steve Levy.
Really?
Steve Levy, yeah. So a lot of great sportscasters, and they got a good program out there. They got a really solid program.
Take it back.
So Jake will be with us, and
Great
Jack will be
alma
there.
mater,
And it's
too.
he'll have to be slow to get used to you. Yeah. And then
Wait a minute. The slowest person will still be Mike Sullivan.
Then on the 27th, we've got another great show, another comedian coming on, and he's the guy producing the Charles Penguin productions at the Lawrence Street Tavern for comedy once a month, and we have a blast every week. Every month we go.
He's batting 1,000 as far as I'm concerned.
No, they've been great. Absolutely.
The three of us always go. Seth went to the last one.
I wouldn't know.
Coach forgot and stiffed Sully for the tickets.
You're invited.
Yes.
So remember.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to guess you were busy cooking food that night.
So Jeff's going to be on with us on the 27th. What else we got? Oh, the 3rd of June.
Dude.
I am looking forward to this.
This is going to be a fun one.
My buddy Mike Romeo from Romeo Auto Group, the Romeo Auto Empire of sorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike will be joining us. Mike was so excited, and I said, he goes, so Dan, can I have a drink when we're on the show? I said, drink whatever we got. Can I swear? I said, yeah. When is it? Tuesday night. I don't have the kids. Awesome! So Mike is super excited. I love
He's
Mike.
already asked me to meet him at Radici before to pregame.
That's
I
right.
Said, you may not need to
Really?
Yeah.
Can I get an invite to that, please?
You just did.
All right, just there. So we have Mike Romeo coming up on the 3rd, and then on the 10th.
Yeah, dude. That's going to be fun.
We've got the one and only, the icon.
Yes.
Kluter's going to stay up late one night.
Oh. We got to start the show at 3 p.m. that day?
No. He gave him the day off the next day.
I cannot believe that Talking Smack is pulling it in 1980 U.S. Olympics and going to be on tape delay.
Pete's going to be with us, and he will officially become the oldest person ever to be on Talking Smack.
Get his book of world records.
Well, the fact is, the truth is,
I made the Guinness book.
he is a Guinness Book of World Records holder, and we got the Guinea Book of World Records. Most pepperoni and cheese ever eaten at a card game. Joe Pezzulo. We got another one coming up after that.
Yes, we do.
We're booked out through July. People are contacting us.
Sully doesn't know about this one.
Here we go. Coming up Tuesday, August the 26th. It's back. Talkin Smack. Family Feud. Up here, upstairs at the Bullpen.
Joe, you in?
Get your calculator out, Shadow.
What's the date again?
It's a Tuesday night, August the 26th.
At this point in time, I think I can be. I don't know.
I don't know if Sue's going to let him out of the house again.
I might not be alive that long.
So
we're ruined for Pete.
So
I'll take the over.
Explain what's going on with the Talkin Smack Family Feud.
So Team RJ Stockdale versus Team Pauly. That's how it's going to go down. Same teams as last time. However, there might be some different members depending on who can be there.
New scorekeeper.
My math has improved. We even talked about this on Saturday that you would give me shit on Tuesday. We talked about it. Plus, also, Billy Floyd is back with us as well. This also came about on Saturday. We literally were just kind of brainstorming during our 6 breaks we took. I sent a text to Billy. He said he's in. We get 4 a year. We might as well take advantage of it.
We're licensed to do 4 Family Feuds by Family Feud and ABC.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's impressive.
Seth went, somebody he went to college with that didn't just lose his number.
Yeah.
So we're at 26. So what are you going to be? What are you going to do?
All right, so it's going to be similar to last time, where I will block each and every one of you.
You better block Joe and RJ from social media.
To not see these questions.
And
basically going to pull it the same way.
I got my Apple Watch.
And Sully, I can promise you will not be a question this time.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would appreciate
RJ
that, Mr. Producer.
RJ Stockdale! So what's going to happen this weekend, we're going to start sending out invites to people for the Talking Smack pages. So then that way there, you can be part of the survey. So then that way there, if you're not already with us on Facebook, on Talkin Smack on Facebook, we're going to work on getting a bunch of invites out so we can get more people to be involved with the questions that go out. Because was that fun the last time?
It was a great time.
I mean, other than this freaking math, it was a great time.
It's the exact same thing.
I got better.
We fucking use an abacus.
Oh, he can't even spell Kiss. So Kiss, speaking of Kiss, let's get to this real quick. You went to see Gene Simmons last night.
Yeah, it's a jackass.
Yeah, we knew that.
The music was great. He's an asshole, and I won't spend 5 cents to go see him again.
Never meet your heroes. I've told you.
I didn't meet him.
He didn't meet him. He wasn't going to spend somebody spent $12,000 to be his roadie and to be treated like shit for $12,000. I would have done that for $12.
Honestly, for $12,000, I'm surprised the guy didn't be like, you know what? Fuck you, Gene. Come on, seriously.
It was uncomfortable.
That's what I was going to ask you.
He ripped his sound guy. He literally called his bass tech out on stage Did you guys want to meet a guy that's an idiot or whatever it was? Brought his bass tech out and said, "Hey, tune this. Does this sound?" It was just a fucking.
Oh no! You said it was $12,000.
It's 11.
$17,500. It is to be his roadie.
Well, they advertised it like
I
11.
I saw it at 12 something, but I mean, it's insane.
I wouldn't give you $12.
But you know, let me say this though. I mean, you went to see Gene. I got a heart from Shannon Tweed Simmons. So on my Facebook
She's
page.
probably nicer.
She is much nicer, and I would rather see her.
But I will say this:
Hello.
when they were actually playing music, Gene Simmons, the band sounded great.
Yeah, but the whole thing of him being an asshole is so uncomfortable.
Great bass player, and the backing band was killer. The drummer was fun to watch. Everything was great, except
But he was an
just
asshole.
a touch-hole. That's all.
That's okay. Well, we've all worked with them, haven't we, Joe?
You a big You a big Gene Simmons Kiss guy, Joe?
Chris was more into Kiss than I was.
Oh, that's right too. Chris is a guitar player, right?
Yeah, there you go. We have another
Super Chat.
Harold Pillow says, as a
Harry Pillow?
as a veteran, I think it is way too much to pay to meet the bass player from Kiss. I also think that veterans like me should have it for free, because if it wasn't for us, this scam would have never taken place.
I agree with you.
So what was the guy's name?
Harry Pillow.
Is that Gaelic? Are you kidding?
Harold Pillow.
That's not his real name.
That's what it says.
I don't know.
A Harry
Is his
Pillow.
middle name Biter?
His middle name is Mai.
So
we might have just figured out
The Pillow family.
Wes's kid's name.
Harry Pillow.
Harry Pillow.
Harry Pillow Laux.
So Joe, pretty cool here is here at Talking Smack, we give out basically a coin.
It's a challenge coin.
For every guest that we have. We'll have the guys pass it down, but it's got the Talking Smack logo and it's got the Bullpen logo on there as well.
It's worth a Coors Light.
I was going to say, you cannot redeem it for drinks, but you are allowed to pose with it.
It's not like an AA chip.
It's kind of the
This
opposite.
will have a special place.
No, Joe. It's a lifetime Mike Sullivan
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Seriously, Joe, dude, we've been through a lot. We together through our years working and stuff, and I've always thought the world of you. I hate to be serious, but you mean so much to me, buddy. And the fact that you came on the show tonight, I can't say how much it means to me personally. I know for Sully.
I didn't cry.
You didn't. I am so proud of you, dude.
I was so nervous that you were going to make me cry.
I can't say thank you enough for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I think you're a poor judge of character.
Obviously, I needed a job.
It wasn't unanimous, just so you know. You got in by one vote. And it was RJ's, but he's Catholic, so you're good.
We almost had a stranger on this show. We almost didn't have Joe.
Unanimous is using another name.
He gave your phone somebody else. Never.
Yeah, we almost had somebody you don't even know.
Hey, before we go, just to get back to being a sports fan like I am, I can't leave here without recognizing the greatest baseball player in the world would have been 94 today.
Who's that?
Say Hey Willie's birthday.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
He was.
I unfortunately didn't.
I'm with you.
I saw him when he played for the Mets when I was a kid.
Well, he wasn't the greatest.
And he wasn't then, but you know what?
You saw him when he played
But
for
he
the
still
Giants.
got a big hit in the World Series.
Yeah,
for him.
You saw him when he played for the Giants? Did you?
Oof. You're a
You've
lucky
been a
dog.
Giants fan for how long?
I go back. I saw games at the Polo Grounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
Did you take pictures back then?
That was a few years
Back
ago.
in the 1800s?
Pictures.
Yeah. You did you buy the section beer?
Whoa.
I had to sit in
Joe-
the first row, wait for Abner Doubleday to
So you
watch
watch
that damn game.
You watch games at the Polo Grounds?
Yeah.
Did they just defrost you? I mean,
Super chat. Laura Pezzulo chiming in. She says, "You fellas be kind to my dad." Nah, just kidding. Say
Laura, thanks for checking.
I used to love her.
please don't kill her.
Well, my money's on her.
A big thank you to Tim Jackson. A big thank you to Laura Pezzulo. A big thank you to Sandy Sullivan. A big thank you to Austin Clements. A big thank you to Sandy again. Big thank you to Jeffrey Bean, Kelly Fitzgibbon, Little Maddie, Wes Laux, and also a big thank you as
Harry
well
Labia.
to Brian Engel, Harry
Pillow.
Labia, Harry Pillow, and that's it. We appreciate all the super chats
Oh, wait,
tonight.
how come Austin Clemens' thing didn't make the cut?
Because it was basically saying that our audio was effed.
That's all right. Austin would know.
Negative Nelly.
That's okay. It takes a village. Takes a village. Jackie Tots, great show tonight, my friend.
Yeah.
RJ, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. God
Sully
willing.
Dog, great job. Good job not crying tonight. JP, always great. Seth, as always, thank you, brother.
Joe-
And ladies and gentlemen, Joe Pezzulo.
I'll see you on August 26th.
And I just want to say, despite all the things I said about Mike Sullivan, I honestly meant it.
They're all true.
That's it for us for this week. We'll see you next
Good
Tuesday
job,
night
buddy.
upstairs here at the Bullpen for Talkin Smack with Vinnie Mark. We'll see you next Tuesday.